points at halftime. Final score 114-88. Tonight, the East Finals get underway as the Knicks host the Indiana Pacers for Game 1 from Madison Square Garden. You can catch it live right here on San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning, everybody! Yeah, baby, how we doing? It's a hump day. It's the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Hump day. I'm your old pal AJ, joined as always by Mr. San Antonio himself, the one, the only, Mr. Rob Thompson.
Oh, man, that's intro. Morning, all. Save your applause till the end.
Good morning, Robert.
I'm glad to be here. How are you?
I'm doing well, my friend. Doing well. Good morning, Victor Brown.
Good morning, good morning.
You loosening up in there, Vic?
Yeah, I'm just sore still.
What?
Dude is pumping iron.
Oh,
He's pumping iron in bed, like laying in bed, curling.
No, just my
Your forearms?
yeah, right here.
You know
Because
what?
I was watching the
I have a different
the-
workout with my forearms.
I was watching that Brett Favre thing yesterday. Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, look.
The
look
world
at that
is
finger
finding
right there.
out.
Look at that. Look at
You
that
know,
muscle.
when I
Doing my Kegels.
yeah.
my very first job in high school was working at Baskin Robbins.
Ah, nice.
Oh, cool.
And after working there for about 4 months, my right forearm looked like Popeye, and my left forearm was like
nothing.
non-existent.
You ever had to dig into lime
It was
sherbet right
this is
here
my-
all day
my-
long?
You know, everyone's like, "Oh, what's been going on lately? You've been really working that thing out." huh?" Hey.
Yeah, oh, well.
You might want to meet a stranger every now and
I
again.
know. I was like, man, maybe I need to start scooping lefty.
No.
Sit on your right hand and meet a stranger.
Yeah, you
my-
just scoop with the left now.
Man, my scoop hand was so strong and just
About
it was hard to
deadpan.
it was hard to scoop left-handed. Honestly, it was. It
That's
was
why it's called a stranger.
yeah, wasn't easy. Wasn't easy.
From the other side.
That's what you're gonna look like, Vic. You're gonna be all jacked. Yeah. Then you just tell your wife, "That's my scoop hand, honey.
Yeah,
Scoop hand, baby.
That's my scooping
My
hand,
scoop
baby."
hand is strong.
That's right. That is right. Oh baby, do we have a show for you? Look at all the stuff we've got to give away.
Oh,
We've
yeah.
got-
Hold on, let me
We have an inordinate amount of things
It
to give
really
away.
is. We love our listeners here at 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. And God, can you imagine if I get this second job as the rock DJ if they get rid of the Tejano station and make it a rock and roll station?
Oh, yeah.
I'll be giving away so much stuff.
The rock DJ.
Yeah,
Don't be starting rumors, brother.
No,
This business is sketchy enough.
I know.
listen,
right?
bro.
We're gonna have people running for the windows.
I've put a bug in their ear. Now I want the guys who work the Tejano station to still remain, and
Right.
they'll be rock and roll DJs
Oh,
now.
okay. Well,
Yeah, like we just won't have Tejano music anymore. It's gonna be gone. But they will be playing rock and roll
I
tracks.
think you should just start a podcast.
That's not the same. I can't hit the post
Oh, no,
on a
you can.
podcast,
You can hit the post on a podcast.
and I won't have all these giveaways.
Well, no, well, you could.
Oh, that's true.
You know. Yeah, I guess I could just take them from this show and then give them away on my podcast, but no, I don't think that's going to work either. But we are going to have Simple Plan tickets. We'll have the Four Horsemen tickets. Woo! It's the best thing going, baby. You might not like it, but you better learn to love it, in the words of the great Ric Flair. Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning, the screening tonight at AMC River Center.
When's Tommy Cruise
I
coming
don't
by?
know. I cannot confirm nor deny that Tom Cruise will be at the screening.
We know he's
He
coming.
is coming to San Antonio. Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
You might see him. You might tongue kiss him. That is a
Well,
possibility.
you might end up what are they called?
Scientologists.
Scientologist.
Yeah. You know any poor
Oh, yeah, I forgot about
Scientologists,
Let me
though?
tell you, whatever it is about
they amass great wealth.
He's doing something. He's keeping young. There's
That's
a
right.
painting in his basement getting older because that dude's my age. And,
That's right.
He and Rob Lowe are doing something.
And he's looking
Rob Lowe
good.
And he's
Tom
jumping
Cruise,
off of buildings and
Cher,
everything.
and Madonna are all doing something, and I have a feeling it has something to do with younger men.
Yeah,
they're all Freemasons.
Rob stands up too fast, and it's like, I don't know what's happening
My
to me.
bones just all cracked at once.
Meanwhile,
Tom Cruise is jumping out of
doing
airplanes.
I know.
backflips out of a flying helicopter. It's incredible. We'll also have Dallas Cowboys cheerleader show and audition tickets. And of course, we're going to qualify our third contestant of the week. Another qualifier for ACL Fest tickets. Oh, yes. And that person will, of course, get a $50 gift card to Mellow Mushroom, win or lose, come Friday's episode. So lots of stuff to give away today and lots to talk about today. The NBA Western Conference Finals got underway. Boy, oh boy. You can hang with them for a little while, but over the course of a full game, boy, that is going to be a tough team to knock off.
Yeah, they kept coming.
It's wave on wave.
They
Who
kept
sings
coming.
that song? It came
Pat.
upon me, wave on
Pat Green.
wave. Yeah, that's what the Oklahoma City are. They're Pat Green coming upon you, wave on wave. And 114-88 is your final. I'm going to say something today that it might sound bombastic. It might
You gotta
sound
go too far, man. I'm telling you. There's a formula there, and Minnesota just lost it.
Shea, and I say this, and I know this is probably going to peeve a few people who I'm going to compare Shea to someone that people hold on a god tier.
Well, you're silly if you do.
Shea's game is a lot like Kobe's game.
It's
not.
I think the game is very much like Kobe's.
It's
Yeah,
not
there's no shame in that.
dissimilar.
No, there's no.
And
You're right.
I know everybody holds there's people who think Kobe's the second greatest player of all time, which is absurd, mind you. But Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is on a Kobe trajectory in my mind.
He's a nice, but he's just not a jerk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's not a killer.
He doesn't hate you. He just is going to outplay you. And I think that's why he doesn't get the same kind of
zero known rape accusations.
Not so far. I mean, we hold out hope it'll remain consistent, but I've learned a long time ago I don't count those chickens. I think that's a fair. Kobe.
Listen,
I'm not
Kobe,
going to degrade
lot of
anything.
skins
He's got
on the
a
wall.
long way to go to be on Kobe's level.
A lot of skins on the wall. I get it, but the game when you watch
there's
the
something to
game,
his game, that mid-level game and the consistency of effort, I think, is the best comparison. I mean, the dude's going to go at you the same attack mode, whether it's 2 minutes in the first or 2 minutes to go in the fourth. I mean, that's just there is only one speed for him. Now, that doesn't have to do with pace. That's just the way he plays. He attacks you constantly, and any weakness he exploits, and he doesn't showboat you. But he just exploits whatever you don't do well. And that was epitome of what he did last night. In the first half, they forced him to take some deeper shots, and it was some volume work that he was forced to do. In the second half,
he just couldn't hit a shot in the first half.
Well, in the second half,
free throws either.
Well, I had him for 31 and a half. Thank you, 31. And that last free throw. Anyway, in the second half, he ate up space. They gave him space, and he took the shot. In the second half, he realized, look, dude, they're giving you the mid-range. Go get it. And he went and got it. And that was the Kobe attack mode. Whatever you give me, I'll take and exploit. And I think that's a very fair comparison. But I thought you were going to go a little far with Oklahoma City because what we saw in the first half was a team that got outplayed and couldn't shoot. And I was very afraid that was going to carry through. And what happened in the second half was a little bit more to do with OKC. I'll give them that. They're that good. But Minnesota, come on, brothers. You had the formula, and you just went away from the paint. You just forgot about your paint play.
I think when you say OKC got outplayed in the first half.
They did. They got out-hustled, beat to 50-50 balls. They got outplayed.
I have a hard time with that because I will say they couldn't
They're down by 4.
They couldn't make a shot. They were down by 4.
And it should have been more than that. Keep in mind that last 2 minutes, they gave up. I think it should have been about a 10-point line by the time they got to halftime. But that last 2 or 3 minutes, Minnesota got a little loose. But first 2 quarters, they outplayed them.
They had 44 points at halftime. 18 of them were directly off turnovers. And that's the part of their game that just never goes away.
Right.
They force you to make dumb mistakes, and they take advantage of it. And because the shot wasn't falling, they didn't run away from them. But in the second half, the turnovers continued, and they started making shots, and that's when it just it just gets out of control.
But some of that was Minnesota stopped getting in the paint and started accepting what was being given. And Oklahoma City stopped taking the shots and started eating space up and getting the attack mode and allowing themselves to force Minnesota to make a decision on how they're going to guard you. And that was the change of the game. It was more in the first 8 minutes of the game. Did you see how Randall was playing? Randall was balling.
That's not real, though.
No, it is real if you continue it. And
he's chucking from the logo and then going.
That's what he does. Well, I mean, that's what he can do. That is real. And while some of the shots were crazy and they went in, that's what Randall has to do. He has to be a volume-producing guy to allow Edwards some space. And as long as they're living outside of the paint, Edwards doesn't have the space to be the dude they want. So it was a conscious effort by OKC. We're going to change the way we defend, but Minnesota got away from some stuff that was working. I still see 6 games. I don't see how Minnesota wins a game in Oklahoma City just because that crowd is ridiculous. But there is a formula there. You can see a path.
I'm gonna go. I'm sticking with Thunder in 5. They won't win more than one game. What I saw last night is the big men for OKC. Bitches. Rudy Gobert, Naz Reid, scared.
Not in the first half. They just lost it. And Chet Holmgren in the fourth quarter really played well. I'll give Holmgren some credit there. But in the first 3 quarters, he got bitched. He did.
If you don't challenge this Oklahoma City team inside, you got no chance.
And they did. And they got away from the first half. Look at the points in the paint. They did exactly what they were supposed to do.
Outside of Randall and Edwards, nobody wanted it. Like none of the bigs. I don't even know if they took shots in the paint. Like Naz Reid was doing his thing and like trying to hang out around the 3-point line. Rudy Gobert shot 3 times.
Yeah.
He was 1 of 3 from the field all day.
Yeah.
Naz Reid 1 of 11 because
they're taking stupid threes.
Because they are terrified to go inside against that team. The 2 bigs.
I disagree. They made Holmgren eat up. He became a role player in the first half. They couldn't keep him on the court.
Well, it felt like to me the difference was that Hartenstein and Holmgren played their ass off.
In the fourth quarter, they did. They figured it out. But
the bigs for Minnesota were non-existent.
Minnesota, there's a way. And at some games, you get out and you get beat like that, and you go, I don't know how we're going to beat them. I don't know where we're going to go find the crack in the armor to go find a way around their good stuff. I saw it last night. I saw it in the first 20 minutes of the game. Minnesota had the formula, and because Mike Conley's their point guard, they got away from it. Whatever the case was, they forgot what was working. And I'll give OKC and the best coach coaching right now a lot of credit for the reaction. And it's not going to be as I don't know how Oklahoma City or how Minnesota wins a game in Oklahoma City at all. I mean, I don't see how they can hold on to a lead without a consistent point guard presence. And they just don't have it.
All right, we got to hit a break. I'm going to try and stay on track here, but I do think there's a real easy number to look at that tells you why Minnesota got punked in this game. We'll look at that next. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Looks like we do have a couple of stalls. 410 on the frontage road westbound at Starcrest. Looks like they moved that off to the shoulder. Another stall at 410 eastbound Callahan, right shoulder blocked. On 35 southbound FM 1103 on down to 410 right now. In good shape. It should take you about 10 minutes or so to get through. And we still have this closure on the west side as a repair is underway for a water main break. So still closed on 90 on the frontage road eastbound Hunt Lane on over to 410. And that off-ramp to get onto 410 southbound, that's closed as well. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radio.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get 60% off, free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off.
Nigel, why does our office look like a casino?
I call it employee engagement.
Folks, right now is the ideal time to hit the jackpot on comfort with Quarter Moon's Lucky 7's AC tune-up. It's just $77 for a complete 7-point inspection.
Excuse me, boss man. I've got a good feeling about that slot machine next to your desk. Joe, I couldn't get an advance on next week's check, could I?
Call Quarter Moon Plumbing, AC and Heating for your Lucky 7's AC tune-up. Just $77. 210-651-5899.
License number TACLA 141074EM16004.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
At the Institute for Functional Health, we're dedicated to helping you live life fully, playing with your kids, golfing, and feeling great without relying on pills. We're not about treating symptoms temporarily. We're about extending your health span, the years you live in good health. I'm Dr. Torres, and for over a decade, my team has transformed lives by tackling health issues at the root. Tired of medications without real answers? Take control of your health with us. Call 210-468-1891 for a free Discovery Day consultation or visit iffhealth.com. Improve your health span today.
There's a reason Intuitive Services Group handles our janitorial needs here at 94.1. They're local and serious about cleanliness. From nightly cleaning to detailed floor care, they deliver. We trust them, and you can too. Call Mo at 830-470-3007. That's 830-470-3007.
Everyone has a fave Wendy's Frosty flavor. And when you're choosing from chocolate or vanilla, it's not that hard. But now, there's all new Frosty Swirls and Frosty Fusions. So try picking your fave from Oreo Brownie Fusion, Pop-Tarts Strawberry Fusion, Strawberry Swirl, Brownie Batter Swirl, Caramel Swirl, and Caramel Crunch Fusion. Not so easy now, huh? For a fresh way to Frosty, gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's, Oreo is a trademark of Mondelez International Group. Pop-Tarts is a trademark of Kellogg North America Co., LLC, used with permission.
Gomez Law Firm has been fighting for the rights of San Antonians for 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here. What is something you see often as a personal injury attorney and protecting your clients?
The one thing we always see without fault in a case is that the insurance company will always reach out to them soon after the collision, and they try to get them to agree to a low settlement. They try to get them to agree to signing a piece of paper. They want them essentially to sign their rights away without ever even consulting with an attorney. Right? In the grand scheme of things, if you sign a piece of paper, you're signing your future interest away. So that's why it's so important to call the Gomez Law Firm, because we make sure we protect your rights, and you're not signing your life away, you're not signing your rights away.
If you or your family have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then call the Gomez Law Firm first. 210-736-4040 or visit joegomezlaw.com. Protect your family and protect your rights.
And remember, Gomez Law fights.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-499-9102. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-499-9102.
That's 800-499-9102. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Did you hear? A recent stash of $10 gold Liberty coins from the 1800s has been found. These gorgeous gold coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck in the late 1800s, and less than 200 of these gold coins are available. Coin experts are calling this gold find an incredible opportunity. Call 1-800-917-4635, and you are guaranteed a $10 gold Liberty coin minted by the U.S. Mint in the 1800s. But with extremely limited availability, you must call now. These gold Liberty coins from the 1800s are still in uncirculated condition. That is history you can hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-800-917-4635. Call now and you'll receive a free American Coin Collector's Bonus Package, a $40 value, free with every order. Call 1-800-917-4635 now to secure your $10 gold Liberty coins dated from the 1800s before they sell out. That's 1-800-917-4635.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
I mean, who doesn't love this?
Jimmy Vaughn, right?
Little blues riff there.
You like the Thunderbirds? Is he still alive?
That's a good question.
I got this machine in front of me.
Yeah, use your Google box.
That. One of my greatest rock and roll memories, and this was about a week before he died. I was at the Texas Blues Fest in 1990 or 89, the year Stevie died.
Yeah?
And he played the Texas Blues Fest, and he was closing the show. And Jimmy Vaughn walked out with a double neck guitar. Jimmy sat on a chair, played the bottom. Stevie played on the top, and just melted faces for about 30 minutes. It was one of the most ridiculous thing I ever saw. And Stevie was dead in 7 days.
Damn.
It was the last live show in Texas.
Jimmy Vaughn's still alive.
Good.
But no longer in
the Thunderbirds.
No longer in the fabulous Thunderbirds. Only Kim Wilson remains. He's the only constant member through the band's entire history.
I hadn't heard the fabulous Thunderbirds in quite some time.
Do they have another big hit song besides that?
No, not.
That's pretty much it, right?
There was a.
Wrap It Up was another one.
Yeah, Wrap It Up would be the other one on that same record.
Yeah.
This is a good one.
Oh, you know what? They had a song on Cocktail, too. I forget what it's called.
Oh.
The Cocktail movie.
Oh, I got to watch it again.
Oh, baby.
Yeah. It says here, Jimmy Vaughn left the band in 1990 to record an album with his brother Stevie Ray Vaughan, Family Style. Following his death in 1990. Imagine that. He left the band to work with his brother who immediately dies. And then it's like, so Jimmy, he pursued a full-time solo career, which has had no success.
Hey, T-Bird, y'all, you got some time? I'm not free.
Reconcile?
I'm suddenly free. I got some time on my hands.
Let's see. Yeah, it says they replaced Vaughn with two guitars. It took two guys to do his job. And then the drummer left in 1996. And then Doug Bangham. What a good name.
Right?
Bangham. Oh, that's pretty good.
Well,
yeah.
if you want to see Jimmy, there's still tickets available to his show at the Ballyshannon Donegal, Ireland show at the Rory Gallagher Festival. And then Thursday, July the 24th, he'll be playing at the Narcoa Blues Festival in Sardinia, Italy.
So he's just a world traveler.
If you want to go check him out, a couple of shows available here in the next 6 to 8.
Does he not play the American scene?
Well, all I have is his next three. I don't know what he's done prior or after, but he is huge in Sardinia.
Man, I would like to go see Jimmy Vaughn, I think, if he would come to
especially in Sardinia.
No, I would not go there. But
Why?
if he's within 40 miles of San Antonio, I'd go.
Well, I would think most of his life he's within 60.
I would think. I mean, I don't know if he still lives in Austin or
he might be in Ballyshannon, Donegal, Ireland. For all I know.
Yeah, I'm not going to Ireland to see him, but
it would be a worthy reason.
No.
A good excuse if you were needing something.
I mean, if I was one of those people who followed Jimmy Vaughn around like he was fish.
No, he'll be back in the United States. He'll be in Atlanta in August.
I'm not going to Atlanta either.
How about
I need closer.
Pachogue, New York?
No. That's a made-up place anyway.
It has a designation. Port Chester, which is right outside of the New York. He'll be at the Cap Theater.
Nope, won't
with
be there either.
Bonnie Raitt.
Oh, really? Bonnie?
Mm-hmm. Oh, she's touring with her. She's on several
shows. Okay. See, I only want to see him by himself in like maybe a dusty bar.
Let's see.
Like
Dusty.
a nice hill country bar. Like
How about Plainfield, Illinois?
No. I think that's where Michael Myers is from.
Guilford, New Hampshire probably isn't dusty, but
no, doesn't sound dusty at all. I wanted to play it like you ever been to Pootie's out there in Spicewood?
Those words have never been put together in that order.
Okay.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Pootie was Willie Nelson's road manager for a long time, and now he's got a little honky-tonk up there in Spicewood, Texas.
I don't know where Spicewood is.
Hill country outside of Austin. Bee Caves-ish.
Oh,
like that,
southeast, southwest?
Yeah. West, southwest.
Yeah.
It's just a little road stop, but they have live music out there, and you know, almost every night they have live music, and sometimes it's kind of like that.
Somebody will stagger in.
What's that? The country store, Flores Country Store. Kind of like that. It's like a place you wouldn't expect to have like a big name roll through, but they will, just because you know.
I got it for you. Sunday, September the 28th. Jimmy will be at the Heights Theater in Houston.
Gosh.
He'll be in the Longhorn Ballroom in Dallas, if you're curious, on the 27th. And finally, you want to go see him at Red Rocks. He'll be with Bonnie Raitt on Thursday the 25th.
Jimmy, sack up and play San Antonio. You know,
we've never been, and the sad thing about it is we were, in the early days, a blues destination. Robert Johnson sold his soul in the Menger Hotel to the devil to become the blues legend. We were a destination for a moment. Lightning Hopkins and the shows on the East Side. I mean, there's some stories of the blues, and we lost that designation. I mean,
do we have a blues venue?
No, we had over the years when there was the Delta circuit. There were a couple of East Side bars that were legendary, but nothing that has stayed consistently. And there's a guy named Garrett who was a blues. But a Mexican blues guitarist that's kind of built out of that. Randy Garraway, that back in the late 70s, early 70s, kind of took up the mantle, and we lost kind of the hub of the blues circuit, and it just kind of moved away to the live music to Austin. But we were much more of a designation for a long time. It's a destination.
Damn shame.
It is. It's too bad.
Okay. Well, I was going to give you the number on the Thunder game, but we got caught up in Tough Enough. But I will tell you why I think the Timberwolves got blown out here. We'll do that on the other side. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Looks like we do have a couple of stalls. 410 on the frontage road westbound at Starcrest. Looks like they moved that off to the shoulder. Another stall at 410 eastbound Callahan, right shoulder blocked. On 35 southbound FM 1103 on down to 410 right now. In good shape. It should take you about 10 minutes or so to get through. And we still have this closure on the west side as a repair is underway for a water main break. So still closed on 90 on the frontage road, eastbound Hunt Lane on over to 410. And that off-ramp to get onto 410 southbound, that's closed as well. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radio.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get 60% off, free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off.
Progressive understands that bond between you and your boat. But imagine if something happened to it. Without the boat, you're just Tina with too much boat knowledge. Sure, it's helpful on the water, but with no boat, you're someone who talks way too much about knots, and no one cares what a jib is anyway. Boat Tina could get away with it because she has a boat. So make sure your boat is insured. Get Progressive, America's #1 boat insurer, and then go back to being you, Tina, who owns a boat. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, #1 rating based on boat market share data from ratefilings.com.
It's time to make your yard the best on the block with Memorial Day savings at the Home Depot. Start by keeping the weeds at bay with Earthgrow Mulch, now 4 for $10. Then keep your garden thriving with Miracle-Gro Garden Soil, now on special buy, 4 for $10. Give your neighbors yard envy all summer long with Memorial Day savings going on now at the Home Depot.
Hey, San Antonio. Multiple tours overseas, years of protecting the country. It all adds up at University of Maryland Global Campus. Earn up to 90 credits for prior learning, military experience, and training toward our low-cost degree and certificate programs. We call that credit where credit is due. For over 75 years, our dedicated success coaches have been helping service members achieve their goals. Get started with local support and online and hybrid courses right here in San Antonio. Visit UMGC at San Antonio or umgc.edu/SATX.
The WNBA season is here. You want to make those games more interesting and exciting to watch? Make sure you've got a chance at cash from Underdog, one of the leading places to make all your sports picks. The Underdog app has over 100,000 five-star reviews, millions of players, and all you have to do is choose higher or lower on predicted stats to win cold hard cash. Download the Underdog app. Sign up with my promo code STAR to unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. Again, use promo code STAR at Underdog. Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Massachusetts and Arizona, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. In Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342. In New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Carbach Brewing was not born in San Antonio, Texas, but they have certainly gone out of their way to make San Antonio their second home. We had the head brewer come in, and he said when they first started to reach outside of Houston, San Antonio was the place they wanted to be, and does it show. Carbach beer is all over our great city, from their in-your-face flagship IPA, Hopadillo, to the Ziegenbach, to their best seller, the Love Street, their Kolsch-style blonde. There is something for everyone in Carbach's lineup, and it is all over the place. Of course, you're going to find it at the grocery stores. Of course, you're going to find it at the liquor stores, but it's also at a bunch of bars and restaurants around town. They wanted to make this their second home, and that's what it's become. So when you're out, you're watching the games at your local sports bar, your local restaurant, your local hangout, you're thinking, I want to elevate my beer game a little bit. Well, friend, wherever you're at, they probably have some Carbach either on tap or in cans. So when you're out and about doing your thing, go ahead and make sure to ask your bartender to please make it a Carbach.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com. If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text BAIL to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
If you need to hire, it seems like the whole process can be exhausting. You search resumes, wait for the right candidates to apply, set up initial interviews. It's a lot of time and work. Well, what if you could meet with qualified candidates for your job the very next day? Now you can with Zip Intro from ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. Zip Intro is super easy to use. You simply pick a time, and it does all the work of finding and scheduling qualified candidates for you. Then you can choose who you want to talk to and meet with great people on back-to-back video calls as soon as the next day. Best of all, you save time and energy.
Try Zip Intro for free right now at this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. Zip Intro. Post jobs today, talk to qualified candidates tomorrow. Once again, go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Let's go!
Hi, it's Jason Minix. You're listening to the home of the Cowboys, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Are you going to go my way, Rob?
No.
Thanks.
I've been that way.
It ain't
I've
the right.
already,
It ain't
I've
the
already
good
gone
way.
around that block.
It ain't the good way. Here. Whoa. Okay. Oh.
Wow. Sudden stop.
Hey. There. Good job, Edwin.
That's called a Heffernan.
That's how Edwin stops music on me. He's just like, boom, gone. It's over. He won't be allowed to work at the rock and roll station when it gets started up.
There is no post when Edwin works.
No. If you want to know why I think the Timberwolves lost this game, the Timberwolves, it seems like more than any team, it should be a really easy identity to figure out. Like, you've got this guy who has this superstar potential, and the Timberwolves, for whatever reason, don't ride it enough. Anthony Edwards, 5 of 13 from the field last night. 13 shot attempts. Now, there was a couple more because he did get to the free throw line a couple times, but let's say 15 shot attempts. Julius Randle, 9 of 13. Dante DiVincenzo, 3 of 14. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, 3 of 11. Naz Reid, 1 of 11. Now, you might just say, well, if these guys would have made their shots.
No.
But the truth is, Dante DiVincenzo can't have more shot attempts than Anthony Edwards.
Yes.
Nickeil Alexander-Walker and Anthony Edwards shouldn't even be in the same stratosphere when it comes to usage.
Well, why do you think this is?
I don't really know.
I'll tell you,
I guess
it is obvious. And it goes back. Minnesota knew they had a problem this time last year. When they got knocked out, they knew we lost because we were playing Luka.
Yeah.
But another problem that Minnesota has had was their inability to control the pace of the game and their inability to harness Anthony Edwards. They don't have a point guard. Mike Conley is an average basketball player and a worse point guard. He is not a pass-first, pace-controlling point guard. I don't know what you define him as, but I've always considered him one of the most overrated basketball players of the last 15 years because he is not a championship caliber player. He is just average, and he doesn't control pace. He doesn't understand. Watch tonight. Watch the point guard play and pick your favorite tonight. Pick Halliburton and pick Woodson, one or the other, because they play different styles. But what they do is control the game with their play. And Connolly is the epitome of a thermometer, not a thermostat. He does not change the pace. He does not feed the hot guy. He does not force the dude that has to be the hot guy to become the hot guy. He doesn't do that. And you watched it last night. So what happens is you go to DiVincenzo, who is a shoot-first point guard. That's what he is. And then everybody else on that team is a shoot-first dude. Connolly taking right-hand floaters is not the way you win basketball games. Just because he got a bucket out of it doesn't mean it was an effective possession other than you got a bucket. That's going to be the dogged problem with him. And see, a year ago, they knew they had a problem, and they traded for Dillingham. Let's get a kid. At least he's not going to be very smart, but we got a slow guy, and we'll bring in Dillingham, and he'll be our fast guy.
And they don't even put him on the floor.
Well, Dillingham is a walking turnover on a team that's already got turnover problems. So their problem is, unless their other dudes are controlling the pace with their offensive abilities, if it's Randall or Edwards taking over a game, they can't control the game. And what happened last night in the second half was they lost control. I mean, turnovers after turnovers, and they're dumb turnovers. It's not just sins of overactivity. It's inactivity that kills them. So their death knell will be Mike Conley.
I mean, very well could be. And the other thing, I mean, the one guy that I'd like to see more involved, I mean, obviously I want Anthony Edwards to touch the ball and shoot the ball a lot more than he did, but I mean, Jaden McDaniels.
Oh, yeah.
Where was he?
He's lost because, I mean, first of all, he's going to be the third at the feeding trough, no matter what.
No, you're right.
And then you got the black hole. And now these guys, Randall and whoever else, Reed last night, feel like only way I'm going to make an effect is to do it myself. So you get one-on-one, and the third dude, McDaniel, is just left out. I mean, he just doesn't have the seniority to even demand anything. And you're dealing with, Randall, who is a notorious black hole.
But it's so apparent on the Thunder side what the pecking order is offensively. Shea is going to get the lion's share of the opportunities. Jalen Williams is going to be next in line, and then the rest is going to be spread out amongst the rest.
And the thing is that you can trust Shea to give you the ball.
Yeah.
If I hustle and hit my spot, I'll get the ball, whether he's got 35 or 15. I know if I make my cut, he'll get me the ball eventually. I'll never loaf because I know my effort will be rewarded. That's what's great about playing with this kind of superstar, as opposed to a guy like Anthony Edwards, who's a different kind of superstar. He'll get it done if I get my sidebar stuff done, but he'll be the one that does it. With Shea, we all get it done one way or the other, and that's why you talk about it, and consistently with Oklahoma City, the wave-on-wave thing happens because everybody on that team's willing to share.
Yeah,
the glory and the defense. They're willing to share it all.
And they share the glory certainly, but you still understand at the end of the day.
Oh, I want Shea to take the shot.
Yeah,
I just need to know
you've got the man on your team, and he's going to be the man, and everybody else knows their role.
And if I follow my role, I will star in it because he will allow me to do that.
But why with the Timberwolves? Why is there any doubt of who the man is?
Because Anthony Edwards isn't mature enough to understand that. He knows I've got to affect the game. And you saw in the second half he was trying, but fadeaway threes is no way to go through life, son. And that's all that he was taking because – you're taking your shot with 4 seconds left in the clock after a futile couple of passes around the edge as Oklahoma City has just packed the paint. And then you decide, well, we're not going to get a better shot than this, so why don't we let Anthony take it? And the next thing you know, he's 11 for 25.
Right.
And you're like, well, that's just no way to win a basketball game.
It's not. But that's where I like with you were talking about how they don't really have Minnesota doesn't really have a point guard to set things up. Neither does Oklahoma City.
Oh, Shea is a point guard.
I mean, I guess, that's kind of the thing is like everything runs through him.
Yes.
Why doesn't everything run through Anthony Edwards in Minnesota?
He is a destination. He is not the route. You know what I mean? You can take a nice exit off the route and still score. Anthony Edwards will always be the destination. You give him the ball, and by the time when he gets the ball, the play is effectively over. It's now up to him. And that's most of the offense when you got a stud like that. There's nothing wrong with that. But you have to know that there's an exit ramp before you get to Anthony Edwards sometimes. Sometimes you got to see McDaniel making the cut, or you got to see Naz Reid around the rim and forego the dude that can go get it and force other things to happen. That's the key to great point guard play. And they don't have it.
Yeah. And the guy who comes off the bench for OKC, when Cason Wallace is out there running the point, he's just as effective, it feels like. I mean, obviously not the scorer that Shea is, but just moving the ball around. The Thunder, everything just looks smooth with them. Now,
looks that way.
The shots don't always fall, but it feels like they're getting the right shots at least. Whereas the Timberwolves last night, it felt like to even get a remotely good shot, particularly in the second half.
It was a tale of two halves.
They could not find a good shot in the second half.
And the thing is, they didn't try. That's what kills you. When you see that number of threes they took, that's just unforgivable. A lot of it lies on coaching, but a lot of it lies on don't just take what they're giving you, man. That's why they're giving it to you.
15 of 51
God.
From three. That includes Naz Reid, 0 of 7, DiVincenzo, 3 of 12, Alexander Walker, 2 of 9.
Alexander Walker, you're never allowed to take more than 5 shots. Ever.
Seriously. Ever. I mean, those three guys, their bench was so dreadful last night. Those three guys combined to go 7 of 36 from the field.
And some of this was rest. We were going into it. These guys had a long time off, and it's hard to keep that knife sharp. They have beaten 2 decent basketball teams to get here. They
But you
haven't
know
beaten
what?
two good teams, but they've beaten two decent ones.
But don't tell me about the knife being sharp, because they played well in the first half.
I agree.
When you would have expected it not to be sharp.
You're exactly right. They looked in the second half like I expected them to look in the first. They had the formula. They know how to do it. Now can they do it? And will OKC then adjust again, and is Finch capable of doing that? Then we'll start talking coaching. But
I think the answer is no.
I don't think so either. But I don't think that they're going to be – it's not going to be a sweep. I still think the Timberwolves are going to defend their home.
I don't even quite frankly, watching last night, I don't think these teams are even in the same stratosphere. I think
I don't know. I wouldn't go that far, AJ. This is Minnesota they've got championship chops. They've been here before. They only need to get one here to make them feel like this was a successful trip. So – we'll talk again after Friday night.
We'll continue this discussion on the other side. Morning Huddle 94.1.
We had so much fun last week, we're doing it again. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is gearing up once more to send you to the Austin City Limits Music Festival. 9 stages, 2 weekends. More big-time artists than at Texas Tailgate during rodeo season. October 3rd through the 5th, and again October 10th through the 12th. Right up the road in the live music capital of the world. We're talking Sabrina Carpenter, Hosier, Doja Cat, Luke Combs, The Strokes, John Summit, Doechii, Fade, and a whole mess of other artists turning up Zilker Park into the biggest backyard party in Texas. Listen to the Morning Huddle and the Blitz all this week for another shot to win a pair of 3-day wristbands to Weekend 2. We'll crown one lucky winner on each show this Friday, and every qualifier scores a $50 gift card to Mellow Mushroom at 1604 and Stone Oak Parkway. Cold drinks, hot pizza, 3-day ACL wristbands. Now, that's a South Texas trifecta. Grand Slam in the bottom of the 9th. Want to skip the contest and buy your way in? Head to aclfest.com. But we say, why pay when you can win? With 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers.
T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it. Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/55 to learn more. With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 new lines with autopay for well-qualified customers, plus taxes, fees, and $35 per line connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us, plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Chargers sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
Don't let pain hold you back from living your best life. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. At Arasti, we're dedicated to providing fast, effective relief from pain. Whether you've been dealing with a chronic discomfort for years or have recently suffered an injury, our goal is to help you recover quickly. Our treatment is all natural, non-invasive, and covered by most insurance plans. With convenient locations nearby, relief is just a call away. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
Calling all snack MVPs, it's time to huddle up with Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds, the low-carb, high-protein snack with a flavor-packed crunch. From sea salt and cracked black pepper to hot honey, sweet barbecue, and more, these bold bites are ready to tackle your crunch time cravings. Find your flavor playbook at H-E-B and make every bite count, because when it's crunch time, there's only one snack you need on your team: Southern Recipe Small Batch.
Join the Blitz this Friday at the new Lion & Rose, the Dominion location. It's the best happy hour around, with $2.50 drafts, $5 wines and wells, and a list of $5 bites, with free giveaways every hour from 2 to 6. This Friday at the Lion & Rose, located off I-10 at the Dominion exit.
There's a reason Intuitive Services Group handles our janitorial needs here at 94.1. They're local and serious about cleanliness. From nightly cleaning to detailed floor care, they deliver. We trust them, and you can too. Call Mo at 830-470-3007. That's 830-470-3007.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. That does give us certain advantages, for example, in experience and resources. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. If you're a guy facing divorce, remember, Cordell & Cordell, a partner you can count on.
San Antonio, Austin, and St. Louis. CordellCordell.com.
If you need to hire, you know it takes time. Well, what if you could meet with qualified candidates the very next day? Now you can with Zip Intro from ZipRecruiter. You simply pick a time and it does all the work of finding and scheduling qualified candidates for you. Then you choose who you want to talk to and meet with great people on back-to-back video calls as soon as the next day.
Try Zip Intro for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. Zip Intro. Post jobs today. Talk to qualified candidates tomorrow.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-499-9102. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-499-9102. That's 800-499-9102. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Most people in radio commercials talk really fast. But we made this one for RV owners. Progressive knows they like the slower pace of RV life, like this commercial. And they know Progressive will protect their RV at a fair price with discounts. Now here comes the fast part. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, the Cowboys continue their OTAs. We'll hear from some of the big names like Dak Prescott.
And what's going on at the NFL owners' meetings, we'll have the latest.
And the interim head coach of the San Antonio Brahmas, Peyton Pardee, joins us.
And the latest on NBA playoffs on The Blitz, starting at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Oh, my God. This does not need to be brought out of...
I don't got nothing here.
You shouldn't. This is one of the all-time worst songs of.
Where is this? What is this?
This is Mellow Mayonnaise. Mentirosa.
Mellow mayonnaise?
Oh, dude.
Mellow Man Ace.
Mellow Man Ace. Or Mellow Mayonnaise, which basically the song.
Yeah.
How have I never heard this?
Because it was.
Oh, it was on the radio
Yeah,
here.
it was
all over
around
the time.
here.
Yeah,
It
around
was.
here. Yeah.
Is he a local guy?
No, I think it's out of L.A.
What the?
Otra cosa.
Oh, yeah. I've never heard this.
I mean, it's a good mix here when they start but no.
Got
What
nothing.
was the other one? Who did Rico Suave?
That was was like
Gerardo.
that was a big hit.
Gerardo,
Yeah.
but this is of the same vein.
Yeah, it's the same era.
Like, it's
same,
this kind of bubble gum.
It's you throw in a couple Spanish words and people get like it.
Well,
Now it's
yeah.
like all of a sudden.
Well, I throw that in. These songs are like those Right Fred, Right
Right
Said Fred. Just silly,
Yeah.
like, dude, I just can't listen.
Yeah, they're like novelty songs. Yeah.
Well, that's the first time I've heard of Mr. Mayonnaise.
Which is
Mayonnaise,
Yeah. You saw Walker Buehler get thrown out of the game last night. They did essentially a pitch out, but the pitch was right down the middle. I mean, it was like it couldn't have been more of a strike. And they throw down, the guy's safe, and the ump calls it a ball. He's like, Walker Buehler's yelling, it's right down the middle. And they throw him out of the game. So the Red Sox get their pitcher ejected in the third inning.
Oh, man.
And then manager
goes
comes
Skip.
out. He's gone too. And, now the Red Sox went on and won because the Mets couldn't score a single run.
And it turns out Soto would rather be a Yankee. Is that what we're hearing now?
I don't know. I mean,
he hung out with the Yankees in the series more than he did his own team.
Based on how the season's going for him, it's not surprising. But, yeah. Always love when umpires want to inject themselves into the game.
And that's when baseball sees this and everybody else in the world. You can't have a game of any time thrown because an ump is having a bad day. I mean, this is one of those things. If you're Vegas, you see this, you're calling the commish. Like, dude, we got to go to video. We got to tap the helmet and see a replay. We can't have this anymore.
It was a strike.
All right. Game 1 tonight in the Eastern Conference. We'll dig into that next. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You're locked on the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radio.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Perfect for instant contact with an aging parent. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get an extra 60% off, free UPS shipping, and add code RADIO for an extra 5% off.
Transform your water with Connecticut. For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station, $400 off with a trade-in, and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Don't wait. The offer ends soon. Call Connecticut today.
Imagine selling your home and getting paid before and after it sells. It's like getting paid twice. Jason Minix here from San Antonio Sports Star. You can do that with Orchard. Orchard puts cash into your pocket so you can buy your dream home. Then your Orchard experts prepare and market your old home, including repairs, showings, even price-boosting upgrades. And here's why Orchard's the best. When your home sells for more, which happens 9 times out of 10, you get that cash too. It's almost like getting paid twice. That's why Orchard is the smarter, faster, hassle-free way to sell your home. Orchard can unlock cash from your old home to use on your new home. That's payday 1. Then you buy your new place, and once you're in, Orchard sells your old home for top dollar. You get that money too. Boom, payday 2. Learn how you can make more with Orchard. Start with your free home valuation at Orchard.com. That's Orchard.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 and Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
You've decided to divorce. I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you're worried about getting the bills paid, childcare, and your divorce, we'll help make it simple, painless, and affordable.
Your future matters. Call the law office of Steve Benke.
Call 210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
Everyone has a fave Wendy's Frosty flavor. And when you're choosing from chocolate or vanilla, it's not that hard. But now, there's all new Frosty Swirls and Frosty Fusions. So try picking your fave from Oreo Brownie Fusion, Pop-Tarts Strawberry Fusion, Strawberry Swirl, Brownie Batter Swirl, Caramel Swirl, and Caramel Crunch Fusion. Not so easy now, huh? for a fresh way to Frosty? Gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's. Oreo is a trademark of Mondelez International Group. Pop-Tarts is a trademark of Kellogg North America Co., LLC. Used with permission.
Hey, it's Mike Rohn. If I have a choice, I like to do business with companies that actually stand for something. That's why I switched from Verizon to Pure Talk. No offense to Verizon, I'm sure they stand for something. I just don't know what it is. Pure Talk, on the other hand, is a veteran-owned company that supports our military in a big way, and I appreciate that. Yeah, I also appreciate unlimited talk and text and plenty of data for half the cost of the big guys, and I do like being on America's most dependable 5G network for just $20 a month. But what I really appreciate is no contract, no cancellation fees, and Pure Talk's commitment to handle all their customer service in this country. I saw it for myself. I went to Georgia, I got a tour of their headquarters, I met their CEO, and I talked to the same customer service folks that you'll talk to when you dial pound 250 and say keyword micro. Switch today and save 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say keyword micro. Pure Talk, a wireless company that actually stands for something.
And Doug. Here we have the Limu Emu in its natural habitat, helping people customize their car insurance and save hundreds with Liberty Mutual. Fascinating. It's accompanied by his natural ally, Doug.
Limu, is that guy with the binoculars watching us?
Cut the camera. They see us.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Savings vary. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We are working an accident on 1604 eastbound just past Redland Road. It's in the left lane. That's causing about a 5-minute delay as you slow from Gold Canyon. Now, it appears that there is a separate accident about a quarter mile down the road that's taking up the left lane. 410 eastbound McCullough, that stall still there, now off to the shoulder. And another stall at 410 northbound Houston Street, right shoulder blocked. Still have a closure, Highway 90 eastbound Hunt Lane to 410 on the frontage road as water main break repair work continues. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
The NBA playoffs carried on last night as the Oklahoma City's defense brought the Thunder after trailing by 4 points at halftime. Final score 114-88. Tonight, the East Finals get underway as the Knicks host the Indiana Pacers for Game 1 from Madison Square Garden. You can catch it live right here on San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center brought to you by Synergenics. Book your appointment at fixmylowt.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
7:02 on the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. We'll give away some tickets coming up in the next segment because Vic has to go poop now. So
just another day.
Sorry. It's all right. Hey, clear the chamber. I think we're going to go get some Chinese food after the show. So make sure you
He can't go.
No, I can't go.
What?
I got to take my daughter to work and whole mess. We're still down the car.
Dude.
Yeah.
You ever heard of
Or no.
Uber?
Yeah, I've never taken an Uber.
You don't have to. She can.
Yeah. No.
Dude.
Yeah. No, actually.
Man.
No, actually, follow me to my house and I'll leave the car there.
Okay,
and then,
that's what I recommend.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, we're going to do that.
We got the meeting.
Because I'm hungry today.
Yeah.
I really am.
Don't be a little bitch.
All right, I'll return in 8 minutes.
All right.
And go.
Timer on. The Anthony Edwards says after the game, he said, "I feel great," even though he only scored 5 points in the second half. He said, "I definitely got to shoot more. I only took 13 effing shots. Probably get off the ball a little more, play without the ball. I think that will be the answer because playing on the ball, they're just going to double and sit in the gaps all day. So we got to watch some film and pick it apart. We'll figure it out." It was the fewest attempts in 11 games this postseason. He had one shot attempt inside the paint.
Yeah. Eat that space up, man. You've got to. If they're giving you 6 feet, you better take 5 of it up. It's a yo-yo game. You got to come to them. That gets you free throws. That gets you help coming. That opens up wing shooters. If you're standing out there and you're not forcing the defense to move, and if they are moving and they're coming to you and you don't relieve yourself of the presence, so you don't get rid of the ball, what's the point? What are you doing?
One of my least, I don't know, I guess if you were to say, like, what are your worries about the Thunder? Like, what's going to bite them eventually?
I have only one worry.
Okay. Mine is, so I usually don't like a too big lineup. I think that there's some, like, I don't dislike it. I shouldn't say that.
It's hard to play.
I think there's sometimes it can be exploitable, particularly if you don't have, if one of those bigs isn't particularly skilled. And Hartenstein's not a, he's not going to get out and defend, but like, he's the paint clogger. And then when you put, you know, I kind of say I wish the Spurs would get someone like a Hartenstein to go with Wemby. But in this particular matchup, I don't think the Wolves can exploit it. So basically what you've got is two dudes who are just saying, you're not getting anything around the basket. You're going to have to get it out here. And the Timberwolves are typically a basket attacking team. Right. Anthony Edwards has to get downhill and attack the basket, and he just didn't get a chance to.
No, he had chances. He just didn't capitalize on them. I mean, that's why I say don't – just because the second half was such an exhibition in what Oklahoma City does well. I mean, they didn't play particularly perfect. They still – my one concern with them is they do go cold sometimes. They just can't hit shots. They're not bad shots. They just don't go in, and it seems to be kind of a communal thing. And then once one of them starts to hit, then everybody does, and we saw that in the second half. When they control the pace and attack the rim, Minnesota has a chance. They do. They have a chance. We saw it happen. So while the second half was an utter beatdown, it was everything Oklahoma City does well. When I watched the Timberwolves play in the first half, and granted Oklahoma City was giving them a chance to do that stuff, I do see a way to fix it. And first and foremost is if the ball does not at least enter the paint on every possession, it doesn't have to stay there, but it has to get there, then we're doing it wrong. We're going to lose. And you have to beat it into them. It doesn't have to finish there, but it has to go through there. And if we do that, then we give ourselves a chance.
The other thing that they did way too often was it would either be Randall or Edwards with the ball, double team comes, they pass out, and someone else takes the shot. They need to figure out a way where.
Well, sometimes others just got to be better than others.
No, I mean you're right. They've got to make those shots. Yeah. True, but what happened? I mean, wouldn't it be great if Edwards or Randall were the guy out there taking the last shot, like getting their hands on the ball
some
last?
Of that is one of the things you impart on great players. Learn that no matter what happens in this situation, I'm the best alternative. No matter who I throw it to, whether you're wide open or not, my shot is a better shot than your shot.
Yeah.
And sometimes, and that's the difference between great players and good players, discerning the difference and then taking advantage of the fact. And Anthony Edwards just is not good at that yet.
I thought that these two guys, Anthony Edwards and Shea, were like two guys whose trajectory is kind of the same. They're not even close right now.
Well, Shea is in a better position. Yeah. And Anthony Edwards is an immature basketball player.
Immature is probably the word because, like, Shea is just rounding into this this monster that, like, he's good at everything. And when he makes a mistake, I'm like, oh, I can't believe that happened. When Anthony Edwards makes a mistake, I'm like, there he goes again.
and they're stupid.
And like you can see that the raw talent is there. It's just he's not that dude yet. And maybe it's on us for, like, even going back to last year saying, oh, he's the next superstar.
Because we've seen it. He's capable of it. And I go back to that.
But even at his best, he's not that.
You're right. And I go back to the meeting when Steve Kerr with Team USA last year, that documentary they made in making of the Olympic team. And they showed the film of the first time all the players showed up in Vegas when they were all going to be in the same room. And as Anthony Edwards walked in the room, Steve Kerr made a beeline to him and said, man, you have got to be more aggressive. You have got. That's the first words he said to him. That was over a year ago, and it's still the case.
Like I said, the idea that Dante DiVincenzo is taking more shots in the game in a playoff, in a Western Conference Finals game than Anthony Edwards says a lot more about Anthony Edwards than it does about Dante DiVincenzo.
You've got to be more aggressive. Got to be.
And you know what? You know who else it says a lot about is Chris Finch.
No,
who generally I like, but you know what? Like, you got to talk to these guys and say, hey, man, this can't happen. And you know, like, Julius Randle, you used the word black hole. In the first half, he was a black hole, and it was working. And then in the second half, like, he hardly even touched the ball in the second half. And I don't know if that's maybe credit to the Thunder for saying we're going to make somebody else beat us.
No, it is, but it's also.
But when you've got two dudes who are both theoretically should be willing to put all the load on themselves and say, I'll go for it. If, like, to me, Randall is going to have games like that where the Thunder say, okay, it's not going to be Anthony Edwards beating us. If Randall has a day, so be it.
Exactly.
But you can't you can't have both of those guys become a non-factor. And in the second half, they were both game planned out. And then you're counting on scrubbies to win, and you can't count on those guys.
You know, I think if whatever happens in game 2, if we don't see an adjustment like what we're talking about, pretty much exactly what we're talking about, because that is the adjustment, I do think we'll start having conversations about Chris Finch. I do think that we'll start talking about, okay, why exactly are things collapsing at the highest moments? You're good to this point, and what exactly is it happening? Is it a Jimmy's and Joe's, or is it an X's and O's? We got to start figuring out exactly why this is happening. I don't think we're there yet, because they can still get a game 2 and be exactly where they want to be, but I get the sense we're going to have that conversation next week. Is this a Chris Finch problem?
Yeah. J-Rod says SGA is a free throw merchant.
He is.
He is, but I mean,
but great players are.
Yeah, and it's not in the James Harden way where his whole game is just lower my head, throw my arms up, and hope for a whistle. Like, Shea's actively trying to finish the shots, and like,
yes, the only way you can stop him is to foul him.
He creates contact that, I mean, yeah. So he is a bit of a free throw merchant, but in a way that, like, it's just smart ball. It's not.
Look at Jordan's free throw percentages. If he was a free throw merchant too. Sometimes the only way you can stop dudes like that is to foul them on every possession and hope they only call half of them.
Yeah,
I mean that's the Shai Gilgeous way.
Yeah, he's just so good. And like even last night wasn't his best game.
Well, yeah, seriously. And think about that. 5 games over 30, and you watch him play and you go, it's disjointed, it's brilliancy, but you get these 5-6 shot kind of lulls where things just don't. And it's not bad shots. They just don't go in. I don't know what you do other than take the next one, bro, because that was the right shot to take. It just didn't go.
And I just think at the end of the day, the turnover discrepancy is going to be too much. Minnesota's so sloppy with the ball. I mean, that's
things that go away at home. It really is. Those are the things that if you bank on them to continue when you travel from one destination to the other. But those little dumb things, those go away for the most part at home. Those little things that lose you the game on the road, that cost you 3 here, 2 here, before you know it, it's 15 points. Those don't happen at home. So those are the little things that Oklahoma City is going to have to overcome and just be more effective with their offense and not have to completely rely on the mistakes of the Minnesota Timberwolves to kind of turn your tide, to use that as your pivot point. You need to do it yourself sometimes with your game.
And if you shoot 53s in a game, I mean, that 11 of 51 is a pathetic number.
It's you wonder in hindsight, and it felt like a lot. It did in the third quarter in particular. You felt like, dude, you're just taking too many. But when you look at the numbers, you wonder, there's somebody on the bench that needs to impart that to the coaching staff. You know, have you noticed the numbers here? I know each individual possession is unto its own, but my God, 11? Seriously, we have to adjust this, and that's an X's and O's. It's not an individual play call. It's a mentality that has to be nipped in the bud.
And listen, Minnesota's like one of the 5 best 3-point percentage teams in the league. Like they are generally a good shooting team, and I get they had an off night,
but not a volume team.
You can't shoot 50 3-pointers just to make up for the fact that you're not shooting well. Like,
And then you add to the fact you've got one of the top 3 finishers in the world that you're allowing to fade away from
But
three.
again, last night it felt like the area that was painted blue, it was like the floor is lava. Like they just did not want to get in there.
And get in there, man.
Kudos to the 2 bigs for the Thunder for making that a place that nobody wanted to go. But they've got to find a way around that. And if it involves like Anthony Edwards forcing himself in there and getting to the free throw line like Shea does,
yes, you're gonna have to
do something. And you know what? And the fact that Rudy Gobert got to the free throw line 1 time last night. I mean, if you've got a 7-footer like a 7-footer who's making a lot of money. Like, go down there and earn some of that. Like, get your hands dirty for a minute and at least put a foul or 2 on these guys and make make it where it's tough for them to have both of them on the floor at the same time. Hartenstein ended up with 4 fouls. I would have been going at him. Like, because if you get one of those guys off the floor, suddenly things open up a little bit. You know what I mean?
It should be that way. I think Gobert. Halliburton gets the abuse for being the most overrated player. Gobert is by far the most overrated player in the league. He's a stiff. I mean, he really is.
I don't like him.
Stiff. He's not a good guy. He's not a guy you even like. So sometimes you get past that because he's a decent dude. He's not even a decent dude.
Like remember last year when the Timberwolves were here and you did not like Karl Anthony Towns. And I was like, dude, Karl Anthony Towns to me isn't the problem.
No, he's not. Gobert's just a stiff. He's just effective enough to leave out there, but he's not a difference maker unless the game's at the rim. And if it's not at the rim, he just doesn't do much. They have 0 pick and roll work. 0. How do you make it this far in the NBA playoffs and have so little high pick and roll work? Just
2 points, 3 rebounds. That is, I mean, you can't have that.
Not from your starting big like that.
No. And not just a starting big, like a max contract big. Like, this isn't like some, this isn't Isaiah Hartenstein that they picked up, got a good deal on. No, this dude is like.
Well, they asked for this. They traded for it, and then they allowed him to be alone. They felt like the fix was to allow him to do some more, and that Julius will come in and be the same kind of effect that Cat was. And no, it's unfortunate. But we're dogging a team that had the lead at halftime, and I still look at this as an unfinished business trip. They get game 2, just like we saw Oklahoma City in the past. They've lost some home games, so. This isn't a done deal. They were remarkably good to be as close as they were, considering how badly they played in the second half. You know what I mean? It was not pretty in the second half.
You got a pin over there? Write it down. It's over, Johnny.
Oh,
I don't know. I just think that the Thunder, their confidence is back. Like, they realize we got past the best player in the world. Like, once you beat Joker. Like, if I were them and I saw Anthony Edwards last night and I said, this is their king, like in Black Panther, this is your king, this is what you want. Like, Anthony Edwards ain't Joker, he ain't on that level, and they just got by him. Like, they just.
There's still a lot to play. I'm sticking with 6 games. I think Minnesota wins 2 at home, and that's about it.
All right, let's talk about the Eastern Conference on the other side. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1. Let me tell you about my good friends over at Carbach. Crawford Bach, Ziegenbach, Bach, Hopadillo, Love Street. Love Street's their best seller. Right now you can get the Imperial Hopadillo, the Double Dillo as they refer to it around the brewery, the rhubarb, something for everybody in their lineup, and that's kind of the cool thing about Carbach. If you're like, it's not I don't like that style of beer. You can't say that because they got a style for everybody. Rob's dad doesn't go for IPAs.
But he loves the sours.
He does. He loved the rhubarb. I mean, there is literally something for everyone. And, like, if you're an entry-level craft beer drinker, you're just trying to upgrade your game a little bit, give Love Street a try. I always tell people that's a good entry beer. It's a blonde Kolsch-style ale. Very easy drinking. It's not going to overwhelm you with some crazy flavor that you've never had before. It's going to make you feel like, oh, this doesn't taste like beer. Love Street tastes like beer. It tastes like what beer was what the Germans intended beer to taste like. And guys, it is all over town. Carbach is in all kinds of bars. I don't even remember the last time I went to a bar or a restaurant and they didn't have Carbach on tap or in cans. It's everywhere. And of course, it's in all the grocery stores, all the liquor stores. They have made San Antonio their second home. So when you're out watching the games this week, go ahead and ask your bartender to please make it a Carbach.
We had so much fun last week, we're doing it again. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is gearing up once more to send you to the Austin City Limits Music Festival. 9 stages, 2 weekends. More big-time artists than at Texas Tailgate during rodeo season. October 3rd through the 5th, and again October 10th through the 12th. Right up the road in the live music capital of the world. We're talking Sabrina Carpenter, Hosier, Doja Cat, Luke Combs, The Strokes, John Summit, Doechii, Fade, and a whole mess of other artists turned up Zilker Park into the biggest backyard party in Texas. Listen to the Morning Huddle and the Blitz all this week for another shot to win a pair of 3-day wristbands to Weekend 2. We'll crown one lucky winner on each show this Friday, and every qualifier scores a $50 gift card to Mellow Mushroom at 1604 and Stone Oak Parkway. Cold drinks, hot pizza, 3-day ACL wristbands. Now, that's a South Texas trifecta. Grand Slam in the bottom of the 9th. Want to skip the contest and buy your way in? Head to aclfest.com. But we say, why pay when you can win? With 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know the Roo Pub is proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Join the Blitz this Friday at the new Lion & Rose, the Dominion location. It's the best happy hour around with $2.50 drafts, $5 wines and wells, and a list of $5 bites with free giveaways every hour from 2 to 6. This Friday at the Lion & Rose, located off I-10 at the Dominion exit.
During National Military Appreciation Month, we at University of Maryland Global Campus say thank you to the service members, veterans, and families who dedicate their lives to our country. We are deeply grateful. For over 75 years, UMGC has proudly served the military community, from installations overseas to the communities you call home. Wherever you serve, we stand with you. Learn more at umgc.edu/thanks. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chef.
Gentlemen, testosterone levels can start dropping in your 30s, leading to low energy, reduced libido, and slower metabolism. Rock's Discount Vitamins is making it easy to take back control. No appointments and no prescriptions. Just head into a Rock's and walk out with a natural solution tailored to you. Our powerful line of natural testosterone boosters can help increase energy, build muscle, rev up your metabolism, and reignite your drive. You'll feel the difference and fast. Visit rocksdiscountvitamins.com. We thank God in South Texas.
Hello, I'm Joe Cordell, founder of Cordell & Cordell. Divorce is complicated, especially when your small business or professional practice is involved. At Cordell & Cordell, we understand that these assets raise unique valuation and allocation issues. For 35 years, we've helped doctors, lawyers, and small business owners navigate divorce with confidence. Call us at Cordell & Cordell. Let me tell you, I understand on a personal level, your business is much more than a job. It's your legacy.
San Antonio, Austin, and St. Louis. CordellCordell.com.
Progressive knows there are some surprisingly expensive things in life, like frames. Because you found a classic 70s concert poster. But when you went to get it framed, you realized the frame will cost about 4 times the amount of the poster. Which is actually absurd because no one will be looking at the frame, and if they are, then you severely overestimated how cool this poster is. But then you remember by switching your home and auto to Progressive, you could save hundreds and put it towards a classic 70s concert poster in an absurdly overpriced frame. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Summer's here, and you can now get almost anything you need for your sunny days delivered with Uber Eats. What do we mean by almost? Well, you can't get a well-groomed lawn delivered, but you can get a chicken parmesan delivered. A cabana? That's a no. But a banana? That's a yes. A nice tan? Sorry, nope. But a box fan? Happily, yes. A day of sunshine? No. A box of fine wines? Yes. Uber Eats can definitely get you that. Get almost anything delivered with Uber Eats. Order now. Alcohol in select markets. Product availability may vary by region. See app for details.
Welcome to Staples.
Hi, I hear Staples prints it all.
Oh, you bet. Posters, banners.
Can you print it all for Father's Day?
Oh, of course. Photo gifts like canvas prints, photo puzzles.
Can you print it all for graduation?
Sure can. Custom cards and invites.
Can you print a huge banner with the grad's picture?
Oh, definitely.
Even an embarrassing baby picture?
Oh, those are the best kind.
I know, right?
Print it all for dads and grads at Staples. And right now, get 40% off custom cards, invites, and photo gifts. N75 exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime.
Got to be handy with the steel, if you know what I mean. Earn your keep.
You seen the size of that chicken?
Was a clear black night, a clear white moon. Warren G was on the streets, time to consume.
Did we lose Nate Dogg?
Oh, yeah.
We lost him. Poor one.
Yeah. R.I.P. Nate Dogg. Just hit the east side on the LBC on a mission trying to find Mr. Warren G.
See, this was about my
All
jam.
you skirts know what's up with 213. So I hooks a left on 21 and Lewis. Some brothers shooting dice, so I said, let's do this. I jumped out the ride. I said, what's up? Some brothers pulled some gats in. I said, I'm stuck.
Michael McDonald. Who'd have thought? He's sitting back. I'm on one of the biggest.
Oh, man, I loved Warren G.
That vein of L.A. rap had about 4 years. What did they? There was they called it something. That kind of soft rap.
I don't know.
There was a vein that Warren G, Nate. There was a couple others that hit it, and then we had Trip Hop follow that. That
Warren G was kind of hard, but then he always wanted to have these singers on his song.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Nate Dogg always will soften up his song. Nate Dogg makes it for the ladies.
Yeah, I always appreciated that. That was right about my tempo.
Good old Nate Dogg.
Nate Dogg could sing, baby. All right, the Eastern Conference Finals get underway tonight. The Pacers and Knicks, an old school Eastern Conference matchup. Certainly not what we expected to see.
No, but the best matchup we could have possibly gotten.
Is
I
it?
think. Well, I mean, as far as
Cavs Celtics would have been.
No. Given that, yes, given the circumstances, but it could have been. I don't know. Boston, Indiana didn't light my fire.
No.
So at least the Knicks and Pacers have a history. There's a little bit of a rough and tumble to it, and goes back 30 years. So at least we get a little bit of a thread of a plot to carry into a series with teams that both have flaws. I mean, these are two flawed teams that have overcome some of the problems they had during the regular season, whether it's a short bench or lack of a complete total superstar, whatever it might be. So there's some stories that are going to be written in this series.
Yeah, I feel like if the Knicks get to the finals here, Brunson is going to have reached a level that I didn't see him attaining. I still am not convinced that Brunson's even a top 20 player.
Oh, you better be. You should be.
I mean, he's proven himself.
Yeah, I know. It's hard to admit, but he is. I mean, look at what he's done over the last couple of years.
I know. It just doesn't feel like it's real or sustainable. It feels like, I mean, not obviously he's better than this, but you remember when Jeremy Lin was happening?
It was for a much briefer time.
I know, but
you're right. I remember everybody knew it wasn't real.
I remember seeing the way he was doing it and going, "That's not real. It's not a real thing. It's not sustainable."
Repeatable.
And here I say the same thing about Brunson, but now we're going on 2 years of it, and it's okay.
He's the best shot maker of this generation. He's not a great shooter, but he's just such a ridiculous shot maker that he's never going to shoot a high percentage, but it's always going to be enough. And the way that he plays offensively takes away from he is a liability defensively.
Oh, yeah.
He a mouse in the house every time he's out there. And Tibbs and the way they play defense and the guys they went and got specifically to play behind him, Anunoby particularly, and Josh Hart too, who can take up the slack and can switch when he's getting posted up, and some things that they'll never get credit for that have really helped him get there, have kind of covered some of the deficiencies that Brunson has. But, I think we have to admit that he's not Allen Iverson, but his effect on the league and the team is about the same.
Like I said, he is certainly better than I ever thought he could be. He's not a flash in the pan. He's clearly a baller.
But you just think eventually it's going to run out.
Yeah, eventually it's the truth is going to come out about him. And it's not that he's going to be Jeremy Lin, we'll look at him as a flash in the pan, but it's just I can't imagine this is a dude who can carry a team to a title.
Well,
it just feels impossible.
A guy like this
guys like that don't do it. You're right. It's just show me an example.
The closest would be Isaiah as far as showmanship and ability. But he had Dumars beside him. I mean, and he had guys in front of him. No, it's one of those things that he's so unique that it's hard to prepare for. He is so good that he surprises you no matter what. And then, but he's also stoppable. That's why the Knicks were not the favorite all year long, knowing full well that nobody's ever done it.
Yeah.
If he does manage to do it, he'll be the first to have done it.
Well, this is, I think, like when you talk about the rivalries, I think both of these teams, both like historically, now none of these players have been around for it. Although I guess they played in the playoffs last year, didn't they?
They did.
But like historically, these two teams are rivals just because of some of the matchups. Historically, great match. Like think back to the Reggie Miller choke games, and there's some history here, which is
and don't think TV's not going to play that up. This is ideal for them because it's not Boston, Cleveland. We have to rely on past experience to hope that the current series goes 7, and then we get the same kind of blood and guts atmosphere in the Garden, and I expect it to be there. That's why this is one of I have no idea who's going to win this. I really don't. I think the Pacers have more to it, but I'm convinced that if Bridges has the same kind of series playoffs that he's been having, Mikal Bridges, we talk about it becoming superstars. Mikal Bridges is becoming, if it wasn't for the big names of Brunson and Cat, Mikal Bridges would be in discussion for most improved, whatever it might be. As he goes, so go the Knicks. And if he has the series I expect him to have, look out.
The team's played 3 times this year. The Knicks won 2, the Pacers won 1, and of the 3 games, none of them were close. They were all 13 points or more. Like these margins, they blew each other out in every time they played. So I don't know how much you can take away from the regular season matchups. But especially 2 of them happened in the first month of the season. Like they were right out of the gates, played each other in the first 10 games. They had 2 matchups.
And that's sad that we have so little to draw on. I mean, I guess it's a good thing as far as the matchup because they really don't know each other.
Well, and particularly for Indiana, who you brought up that the second half of the season they were a whole different team. Like you look from the middle of March on, they were at one point 35-28. They finished the season 50-32.
Wow.
So they went 15-4 down the stretch. That is,
they got hot.
Yeah.
They did. And look at the number. Miles Turner is leading the playoffs in blocks.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. He's an adequate shot blocker, but that shows the activity they're playing with on defense. And the way they play offense with that split point guard play when you have Nembhard on one side and Halliburton on the other, and the way they can come downhill at you, and TJ is one of those thieves in the night that just is a great defensive spark plug. They can come at you in ways that you don't really expect.
And then, the other thing is they haven't had to work all that hard,
and that's the worry.
The Bucks,
Miami was
they rolled through the Bucks, rolled through the Cavs, which is wild to me, and I think back for the Knicks. Remember that Pistons series? It ended up being a 4-2, but that was a hard-fought series, back and forth. Then the Celtics. The Celtics weren't a complete team, but that wasn't a cakewalk by any stretch for the Knicks. The Pacers. I think the Pacers are the hotter team.
They could be, but then again, who would be hotter than the team that dismantled the world champions by 40 in a game?
Nope,
you want to talk about feeling pretty good about yourself. So both teams hot, both teams believing it, and legitimately, I don't want to give the Knicks as much credit as I think they deserve. So I look at the Pacers as just a team that can do a few more things that the Knicks can't, and that's about the difference to me.
I don't trust either one of the star players. I that's the other thing. While I say that stuff about Jalen Brunson, like I certainly don't think Tyrese Halliburton is ready to be like a guy who can carry a team somewhere.
Some nights, absolutely. Other nights, he doesn't even take off his warm-ups.
I don't even know if he's the best player in their backcourt, quite frankly.
And that is the problem for the Knicks because you start thinking, okay, how do we defend them when they run Nembhard and Halliburton at the same time?
Yeah.
It's a very difficult guard. They're slide off the dribble, so there's some things you can do physically that just kind of discombobulate them, but you got to move your feet to do it.
And then the guy, I guess their sort of answer to an Anunoby is Pascal Siakam. I don't know what to make of him as.
Well, he's going to be a key because
he has to. I mean,
he's going to have to play some great offense. He's going to really have to score to get some of the pressure off of those guards.
Did you know that Pascal Siakam was their leading scorer this year?
I'm not surprised, but no, I didn't know that. I would have assumed it would have been
Halliburton, right?
That should have been.
Yeah, it was not. It was Pascal Siakam, scored 20.2 points per game. Halliburton only 18.6. In my mind, the Pacers, it's like which that also says something. Your leading scorer scored 20 points a game. This is a pretty balanced team.
Fast breaks, man.
There's a lot of guys who take care of some business.
Mm-hmm.
Benedict Mathurin does his share.
Who will be their leading scorer next year?
Aaron Nesmith is coming together. And then Nembhard continues to get better. And you mentioned Miles Turner earlier. They've got a lot of guys who can do it. Obi Toppin is kind of just a guy that can pull off the bench and get some buckets. But the one thing about the Pacers is there's not one guy you can take away and stop what they do.
Right.
I get the closest thing, I guess, would be Miles Turner. If you can take him out, maybe you've got some things open up.
But the thing is, with the Knicks, the bigs even matter. The Cat's going to be out. I will say this, that the Knicks can win a game if it's only 85 points. The Pacers can't. The Knicks can ugly this game up, and they'll win every game under 100, where the Pacers just can't play that way.
Yeah. I do feel like, though, if the Pacers can find a way to take away Jalen Brunson.
Well, therein lies the rub, right?
Yeah, it's hard for me to imagine someone else taking over the game for the Knicks.
I agree with that.
And I would imagine you're going to see a lot of Mathurin on Jalen Brunson, even though it's not head-to-head. It's not like the ideal matchup, but Benedict Mathurin is just such a good defender. I think they're going to use him to really make things difficult on Jalen Brunson.
Count the different dudes that foul him tonight. It'll probably be 5 dudes that pick up fouls on him because that's going to be part of the job too. It's just to beat on him because it might not pay dividends in game 1. You might give up a bunch of free throws, but by game 4 you beat on him long enough. Eventually, it'll start to pay some dividends if you do it in the right way.
And that's the other kind of upside of putting Mathurin on him is you're talking about a 6'5", like a monster who can beat on this dude and wear him down, but also can just make it hell on him game by game.
Yeah, and take advantage on the offensive side of the court too if the switches don't happen. That would be my method to take with New York. And I will sacrifice free throws to keep other players out of the game, to keep them less involved. If it's Brunson taking free throws, but Cat is never taking a 3 because he can't get the ball to him, and we've slowed the game down. I feel pretty comfortable that way. But I don't think you can do it.
Tony says OG locking that Frenchie up. I'm not certain. I don't think Pascal Siakam is French. I believe he's like
Sudanese,
Cameroonian, maybe.
I think, yeah. Who knows?
He's African.
Yeah.
He's not French.
He might speak French.
Might, but
Fluently.
he is not French. I can tell you that.
Pascal.
That is a French-sounding name, but I am certain he is not of France. All right, let's hit a break. Well, you know what? Before we hit a break, let me give something away. Let's give away this Cowboys cheerleader show, the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders live show and audition, May 25th at the Majestic Theater. Let's go with caller number 2. You're going to win a pair of tickets to go see the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders live show, and hell, even see the next wave of Cowboys cheerleaders.
You might very well be one yourself.
And maybe shoot your shot.
You never know.
You meet a gal in line, super hot chick, and you shoot your shot, and it works out. You get the number, and then she becomes a Cowboys cheerleader. All of a sudden, look where you're at.
Yeah.
She'll
never call you back. Suddenly she has elevated confidence.
Yeah, she may be out of your league after that, but you've already got the number, and you can text her all the time and harass her and be like, "Hey, what happened? What's going on with us?" And then she'll block your number. Big deal, but it's worth it.
It's fun.
All right, we'll be back. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1.
Connecticut water softeners have been part of my life in San Antonio for as long as I can remember. My parents had one. My first house had one when I moved in. And when I finally built, I put one in my home too, as I'm on a well. No matter whether you're on a well or you're bringing water out of the aquifer, there's stuff coming up through that limestone that you just don't want in your pipes, and you certainly don't want in your drinks and on your food. So you want to make sure that your water is treated the very best way possible. And Connecticut, for years and years, has led the market. Now's your opportunity to get into a Connecticut in a very, inexpensive way. How about 90 days, no fee at all? If you're already plumbed for a water softener, they'll come put one in your home for 90 days and just ask you to tell you what you think. And on that 91st, if you want one, go ahead and buy one. There's great deals with approved credit. There's free financing. There's money in your old water softener, too. So how do you take advantage? It's easy. 656 Pure. That's all you got to do. Let them take care of it from there. They'll come out and put one in. Just make the call, or you can go to ConnecticutSA.com for all the details. But if you're looking for the very best water softener made, perfect for this part of the world, there's one call to make. That's to Connecticut 656 Pure. Call them now and thank me later.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We're still dealing with this trouble spot on 1604 eastbound, just past Redland Road. We've got a wreck in the left lane as you stop and go from Gold Canyon. And then about a quarter mile further down the road, another accident, separate wreck. It's taking up a left lane as well. Starting to slow down along 35 southbound, FM 1103 on down to right around FM 1518. And on 90 eastbound 211 to Hunt Lane. Right now, that's about a 35-minute commute. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
Hey,
How long has it been since you ditched work for something actually worth it? Emails can wait. Zoom meetings? Forget about them. Skip the 9 to 5 for 9 innings. We're sending you to the ballpark instead. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is giving away pairs of tickets to see the Texas Rangers take on the St. Louis Cardinals Friday, May 30th at Globe Life Field in Arlington. Listen to the Blitz all this week. Jason and Joe will drop a ditch phrase during the show every day. When you hear it, be the first caller at 646 ESPN and win the tickets. And maybe don't mention it to your boss. Hey, you're not playing hooky.
Bueller.
You're honoring America's pastime. Ditch work for the Diamond with South Texas home for the Texas Rangers. 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radio.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Perfect for instant contact with an aging parent. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get an extra 60% off, free UPS shipping, and add code RADIO for an extra 5% off.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio where I've practiced for more than 30 years. And San Antonio has really grown since I started practicing law. The risk of injury in a car crash today is greater than it's ever been because every day we're forced to share our roads with 80,000-pound 18-wheelers and some truly dangerous drivers. If you or a family member is injured in a car crash, know this. The insurance companies are mobilized against you. They have highly trained adjusters and a long roster of attorneys with one job, pay as little as possible. Their techniques are extensive, and I believe you have zero chance of obtaining a fair recovery on your own. If you're involved in a car crash, you need to hire an attorney as soon as possible after the collision and before you speak to the insurance company's adjusters. Now, I do not have a comic book nickname. I do not call myself the Law Eagle, the Tiger Lawyer, the Law Chupacabra. I think the practice of law needs to be taken more seriously. If you've been injured, call me, Jason Thompson, for a free consultation. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400, or my website, alawyerforus.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Is your concrete sinking? Whether it's your driveway, sidewalk, or patio, those uneven surfaces are not just ugly, they're dangerous. That's where Groundworks comes in. They use state-of-the-art concrete lifting solutions to prevent tripping hazards, and they're the best at what they do. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row.
Groundworks is the official foundation repair company of Texas Athletics. Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Are you a chronic interrupter? Incapable of letting other people talk? Do those people ask, how do you sleep at night? Then you should go to Mattress Firm. They have a 120-night sleep trial, so you can get your money back if a bed's not right. That way, anyone, even someone like you, can sleep. Get matched at Mattress Firm. Sleep at night. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, the Cowboys continue their OTAs. We'll hear from some of the big names like Dak Prescott.
And what's going on at the NFL owners' meetings, we'll have the latest.
And the interim head coach of the San Antonio Brahmas, Peyton Pardee, joins us.
And the latest on NBA playoffs on The Blitz, starting at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. The NFL lives right here. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
$7:45 on the Morning Huddle. Let's give away these tickets to the big screening tonight. Somebody wants to go watch Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning
at the AMC River Center Mall.
The early screening tonight. Can't even watch it in the theater. Can't go to a regular theater and watch it. Only tonight. Only at the AMC River Center. And supposedly Tom Cruise coming into town for the early screening.
Somewhere he's supposed to be here.
Oh, yes. Imagine you sitting next to Tom Cruise, sharing popcorn, your hand stroking his leg.
Talking Scientology.
Trying to convince you to become.
Here it is, yeah. Tom Cruise to make a surprise visit to San Antonio theaters.
Sign over your check to me.
Coming to a few San Antonio theaters. It'll be the 23rd. Oh, no, 22nd tomorrow.
That's tomorrow?
To promote his 8th chapter smash film franchise.
Oh, this is the 8th one?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
You've been doing it since 96, man.
Dude, I swear I've only seen one.
Really?
I think I've seen the first one.
I think that's the only one I've seen, is the first one.
Yeah. I think there's been some lessers, but I always make a point of seeing a Mission Impossible.
Do you?
Yeah.
Do you watch the Fast and Furious?
That was no, I didn't get into that.
You, Vic?
Series.
I did, yeah.
Have you seen all of them?
I stopped after 4.
I've seen one.
Yeah.
See, I've seen the first one, I think.
I've seen up to 4. I don't think I've seen 5 and up.
Yeah. What's a movie that like you're embarrassed to say you've never seen? Like you feel like you should have seen
American Pie.
You've never seen that?
I've never seen American Pie.
I wish I had never seen American Pie. Man, that's a good one. Sadly,
everybody always brings up something like, "Hey, remember American Pie when
You're
they
like,
did
no,
this?"
never
I'm
seen
like,
it.
"No."
there's a lot of those Oscar movies that I've never seen that I don't want to see. I mean, some of the artsy ones, I know I have no desire, though they might have won a bunch of awards.
But I mean one that like
none
pop culture-y that like someone would bring up in conversation. You'd be like, "Oh, I've never seen that."
There are very few that I have not seen.
Yeah.
Seriously, over time. Now, I might not see it initially, but over time, there's nothing that I can think of that, man, I wish I had seen that.
Like I had a buddy who, up until a year ago, had never seen The Usual Suspects.
Oh, see, I wish
and I was like,
had.
that. Like people just randomly bring stuff up from that movie all the time, and it's like, how have you not seen it? But the movie, I've never seen a single Harry Potter movie.
See,
I've seen all of those.
Man, I can quote them. I mean, I've seen them so many times.
So like when like people will say things, and it'll be like Hufflepuff or whatever, and I know what they're talking about because it's been talked about enough, but I don't have any idea like
what it looks like or
Like when people would say, "What house are you?"
Yeah,
I don't even know what you're talking about. Like I'm in the
Gryffindor.
Yeah. So I probably should watch them, but like also I don't like movies like I don't like
if you're not.
I don't like wizards and magic.
See, you had to have been of an age, and you had to. I mean, I got into it because the books we used to read them to my kids, and then the movies came out. Of course, you had to go to the movies, so it was that perfect age. My kids were the age for all of that.
Yeah, my kids have both read the books.
Mm-hmm.
They've both seen all the movies. My wife has read the books and seen all the movies. I avoid
You
it.
just refuse. You were at the fight.
Well, I remember when I read the first book, I was like, "What the hell is this? I'm a little boy living under the stairs. What these magic?
yeah.
I'm not gonna." But after a while, the kids would fall asleep. I'd keep reading.
Yeah, that's the one that I probably should have at some point watched one of them.
At least watch the first one.
But then see if I feel like that.
Then you're gonna watch the second.
It doesn't tell the whole story, right?
I'll
First
tell you a
one,
movie
no.
I've never seen.
All right.
It's It's a Wonderful Life. I have never watched it. I've never watched it, and I'm kind of embarrassed to say that.
Year.
Yeah, I mean you ain't missing out.
I feel like I can quote it, but I've never watched
that one in A Christmas Story. I watch every year. Those two every year, and the Charlie Brown stuff.
Yeah,
all the Charlie Brown.
I like Charlie Brown on Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it just reminds me of that
Christmas
old
one too.
that old '70s console TV. Watching it, with no technology, only
Absolutely.
that. That's just what it reminds me
But
of. Good times.
of all the big, that's the one movie that I can safely say I've never seen.
Chris says me either. He hasn't seen the Harry Potter. He also hasn't seen the Lord of the Rings movies.
Oh yeah, no, I've seen two of those.
I've seen them. They're
good,
so
but they're so long. Yeah, man, it's just
or The Hobbit.
They had 3 movies. How many movies? 6 movies that could have been 12 movies. I mean, they were like 3.5 hours long.
Yeah, they were
4
long.
years
man.
of movies.
They were long.
They weren't bad though.
I've also never seen. The only Star Trek movie I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's a lot of Star Treks I've seen.
Is like one of the more recent ones. Like I haven't seen any of the old schools.
What's his name?
The handsome guy.
Yeah, the guy. I can't remember.
I can't think of his name either. But
I've James T. Kirk, not those.
No. I haven't seen any of the old school Star Trek movies.
You haven't seen.
Oh,
nope.
Yeah, I've seen all of
V'ger
those.
and I saw those.
1, 2, and 3. I think.
I was absolutely down with those. Now the more recent ones, I did not see.
Yeah, I've only seen one recent one.
Yeah.
That's it.
I saw the one where James T. Kirk was his first, where he was.
Oh yeah.
Where he became a Starfleet officer. That's the only one I've seen.
Was it you saying that you haven't seen Kill Bill?
That's right. I haven't seen any of the Kill Bills. That's true.
You need to watch those.
No, that's one I'm kind of embarrassed by that because Kill Bill 2 seems to be the better one.
Well,
but Kill Bill 1, I feel like I need to see so I can watch Kill Bill 2.
You know what I watched for the first time since living here by myself? John Wick.
Really?
I had never seen John Wick, and everybody always talked about John Wick, and I was like, what is the big deal with this? I watched all the John Wick movies in like one weekend.
Yeah.
Like that's the good thing about being like, living by myself and
binge them. But I saw John Wick 2 before I saw 1.
Did you? There's nothing special about them, but they're fun movies. Don't get me wrong. I saw the first Matrix movie. I hate it. So I didn't watch any of the other ones.
Never a fan, but I've seen them.
Wow.
That kind of never floated my boat, but I've seen them.
Yeah, I don't like that.
No.
I don't like the Matrix.
It's too weird.
Yeah, but I mean, again.
And the thing is, the movie weren't bad. I just don't really like the people that liked the movie. How's that?
Oh, that's a good point.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I don't know why you like that movie so much.
Yeah, it's weird.
They started applying it to like real life, and suddenly, Keanu Reeves. Why is he some kind of cultural icon? Like you see on all the socials, like all the interesting quotes applied to Keanu Reeves.
I think because Keanu Reeves is just like he's in these massive movies, but he's like a regular person.
Maybe
kind of like Sandler walking around New York City, like wearing shorts and a t-shirt.
But I never see like deep quote thoughts applied to Adam Sandler when I think Keanu Reeves. Weren't you Ted? I mean, like, weren't you? When you're going to give me deep thoughts on life with Keanu Reeves.
But I think Keanu Reeves is kind of like a
might be.
He's like a I don't know, like a modern day, like I don't want to say savant, but he's like just at peace with the world.
I can tell you, I only see him in movies. I don't ever see him anywhere else.
He randomly gives like thousands of dollars to hobos.
Yeah.
And
Does
just
he?
like,
Or is that just legend?
No, he's
I think that's true. Yeah,
he's very charitable. He gave away watches, I think, at the
and
premiere.
he does jujitsu, or at least he used to do jujitsu, and he'd just show up at random gyms, and he was like a white belt, just getting smashed by dudes, and he'd just.
Oh, dude.
Oh,
is
man,
he
that's
Canadian?
gnarly.
He's Canadian, right?
Is he?
He just
Oh, that's
always struck me as a
disappointing
Canadian.
if he is. I would hope not. A 51st state loser?
We have these boxes
Oh,
right
my
in front of us.
gosh, imagine that.
Yep, he is.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Never mind. Just
Damn
never
it.
mind. You're never going to watch anything now.
Dude, he's getting old, man.
Tony says, y'all hate The Matrix? My lord. Yeah, The Matrix sucks. Game of Thrones. You haven't seen Game of Thrones, Chris?
Oh, yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
I did.
I know people who don't.
I didn't watch The House of Dragons.
Well, you hadn't missed much.
I was so mad. I was so mad at the last season of Game of Thrones that I was like, I'm done with you.
Done. Yeah,
Well, yeah, the last season was probably
It's just
one of the
like
biggest letdowns of all time.
Yeah, it's just like I used to watch what's that motorcycle show, Sons of Anarchy.
Oh yeah, I
and
saw
then
that. Yeah.
The finale was so bad that they were like, "Oh, now watch Mayans." I was like, "Nah, I ain't watching that, man."
I got caught up in Mayans.
I'm out. They ruined it with the last episode.
Yeah.
Oh, there are 4 John Wicks. That's why I watched the first 3 because I was going to watch the 4th one. Just like The Accountant 2. I hadn't seen The Accountant. The Accountant 2 was coming out. I said, I'm going to watch that, and I watched both of them.
And I will say, like, the 4th John Wick might have been the best. It's one of those few franchises that actually got better.
Yeah.
I think the last one was probably the best one they made.
When they killed his dog.
That spawned a lot of money.
Kitty Big Balls remembers. Never forget. Morning Huddle 94.1.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM, Floresville.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radio.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get 60% off. Free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off.
As down payments get bigger, millions of renters across America feel like they'll never be able to buy a home. So instead of lowering expectations, Rocket Mortgage is lowering down payments to 1% for eligible home buyers with One Plus, helping more renters become owners. Call 800-4ROCKET or visit rocket.com to get a head start on your starter home.
Rocket Mortgage, LLC, licensed in all 50 states. NMLSconsumeraccess.org, number 3030.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hi, everybody. Joe Reinagle here for the Golf Club of Texas. I absolutely love the Golf Club of Texas. They've made so many improvements to the golf course, from brand new cart paths to resodding the greens and fairways. You might think it's a private club, but it's not. It's open to the public 7 days a week. Best rates are always online at golfclubtexas.com. That's golfclubtexas.com. The Golf Club of Texas, you know where it is, right there off Briggs Ranch Road off Highway 90. The Golf Club of Texas is the friendliest golf course in Texas.
Join the Blitz this Friday at the new Lion and Rose, the Dominion location. It's the best happy hour around, with $2.50 drafts, $5 wines and wells, and a list of $5 bites, with free giveaways every hour from 2 to 6. This Friday at the Lion and Rose, located off I-10 at the Dominion exit.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-499-9102. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-499-9102. That's 800-499-9102. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
This is a special notice to all U.S. taxpayers with back taxes to the IRS. Billions in tax relief is now being made available to struggling taxpayers, giving thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars in savings away to those who qualify. If you're facing wage garnishment, threatening letters, audits, liens, levies, or already in a payment plan, you can now expedite the resolution to your tax problem, end collections, and even qualify to reduce a large portion of what you owe. Stop IRS Debt has established a relief hotline for you to call to check what savings and options you qualify for. Dial 800-298-7182. With many people facing job loss and rising cost of living, these special IRS initiatives are designed to aid delinquent taxpayers with the relief that they need to get a fresh start. For a free consultation to see what savings you qualify for, call 800-298-7182. 800-298-7182. 800-298-7182.
Hunger striking, snack time calling, it's crunch time. Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds brings you the boldest protein-packed crunch you can't resist, with mouth-watering flavors like hot honey, sweet barbecue, and sea salt and cracked black pepper. Why settle for chips when you can level up your snacking game? Plus, they're low-carb, high-protein, and made for adventurous appetites. Score big flavor today. Grab Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds at H-E-B.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We'll start with some good news. Just cleared that wreck at 1604 eastbound Boulevardy Road to Redland Road, where we actually had a couple of incidents. Both of those have cleared. This stall at 410 northbound at Houston Street and 35 southbound Palo Alto. Both of those are off to the right shoulder. It's about a 45-minute commute now on Highway 90 eastbound, 211 to Hunt Lane. Traffic rolling, stop and go. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
The NBA playoffs carried on last night as the Oklahoma City's defense brought the Thunder after trailing by 4 points at halftime. Final score 114-88. Tonight, the East Finals get underway as the Knicks host the Indiana Pacers for Game 1 from Madison Square Garden. You can catch it live right here on San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
SportsCenter brought to you by Centergenics. Book your appointment at fixmylowt.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
8:01 on the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You may notice that when we started talking about Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning, I didn't actually give away the tickets. Because essentially,
we got sidetracked again. Yeah.
I have ADHD. And
we all do.
I'd say it was by design. So all of you that wanted to go had to listen all the way through the break, knowing full well that AJ would remember right after we went to break.
Yeah.
So get busy.
Caden says, can we get a picture of Kitty Big Balls? He's up here.
We're trying.
Jason Minix threw away the picture yesterday is what I heard.
Yeah.
Shame on him.
Oh, there'll be a pox on his house. You're playing with karma.
Seriously, man. Like, what's it hurting? Like, what? Big deal. So the cat's right there. Big deal. What's he hurting you? What's the Blitz's problem? Keep taking down the picture of my cat.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but that cat was, I adopted him for 3 hours.
He was your cat for 3 hours.
That's right.
Yeah.
I was officially his cat dad, and then I got the bad news email.
I still can't believe it.
We regret to inform you, sad face emoji. In an email of all things. I'm still in mourning, and they're throwing away his picture. Imagine if my actual kid died, and they threw away his picture every day. How wrong would that be? Yeah.
I didn't know until just now that Larry David's wife is
married to RFK Jr.
Married to RFK.
I was telling you that during the break.
Got some peculiar tastes, man, by her acting and her. Anyway,
yeah,
I had no idea.
Yeah, RFK Jr. married to Larry David's wife from Curb Your Enthusiasm, Cheryl Hines. Yeah. It is an odd. And they've been married for like 10 years or something.
Looked it up. Who'd have thought? Anyway,
yep.
I mean to digress. Let's get one of those tickets. We did?
Yeah, let's do caller number 4. You'll win a pair of tickets to Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning. It's tonight at 7 p.m., so don't bother calling in if you can't go tonight. This is a one-time event, baby. One-time event. I don't know if Tom Cruise is going to be there. I can't tell you that with certainty. What I can tell you is if he is there, you're not going to be allowed to touch him. Or get within 15 feet of him, probably.
No. But I'd try.
Yeah.
I'd go at him.
Yeah, just
see what happens.
Tell him you're interested in Scientology and see if he'll talk to you about it.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
They're always looking to recruit.
That'll bring you in.
I'm obsessed with those television shows about my life inside of Scientology.
I'm always like, I wonder if there was ever a situation where I could be duped into that. Like, because you see these people that seem perfectly rational, and then suddenly they're, skipping in the park, wearing flower lays and giving away all their clothes.
I know, man.
Like what happened to you?
I always it does make me wonder, like, it's almost like how did Charles Manson get these people to be like, yeah,
I'll kill
that
for you.
sounds like a good idea.
I'll go cut that woman up for you.
You're right.
Sure.
That's a great idea. He told me to do it. With like a regular cult, like I always wonder is like, at what point do you realize I'm in a cult? I'm not just like at a church.
Yeah,
I'm like,
go, wait a minute.
I'm a Branch Davidian. Like, I'm fully locked in here.
How did I get here?
I thought I was just showing up at church, and I've been at church for 4 consecutive weeks. I haven't been back to my house.
I think it's after the 3rd orgy.
Maybe so.
It seems to be all these, they lure you in with crazy sex,
but yeah,
and then the next thing you're
I like to believe I would not get sucked into something like that, but you're right. I mean, it happens to people that you you think of as rational people.
Or you know what?
But then that gal from, I forget her name. What's the gal's name from King of Queens? Leah Remini. Yeah. Like hearing her talk about it, it's like
a slow drip.
She's like, I don't even. She doesn't even know how it happened. And next thing you know, she's like, yeah, I'm giving them all my money and like. I'm getting money from other people. She's like, it's crazy.
And waiting for the comet to pass by so I can blast off and land on it.
And she's like, yeah, I noticed all of a sudden that this guy's wife was never around anymore. And I asked, oh, where's your wife? And like,
oh, we've banished her.
They basically were like going to throw her in prison. Like they were calling her an evil person for asking about where this guy's missing wife is that's been missing for years and no one sees her publicly. Like she's Richard Simmons now. Like, remember when Richard Simmons was just vanished for like 4 years and his maid, his housekeeper was keeping him captive?
Well,
how does that happen? You know what I mean?
She wouldn't give him those little shorts so he couldn't leave the
house.
house.
How's Richard Simmons kidnapped by his housekeeper for 3 years? There's some things that are just inexplicable.
Makes no sense.
Just like, how are there 8 Mission Impossible movies? But here we are.
I think this is the last one, sadly.
I think it is. I think they've announced that it's the last one.
So, I've seen a lot of people announce the last tours and the last shows.
Are you planning on attending?
I'm going to go see it. That's one of those movies I pay for. There's 3 movies out that I'm going to pay for that are around the corner. The Mission Impossible, the How to Train Your Dragon, the live version. Oh, man, that looks really cool to me.
Okay.
Go see that in IMAX. And that war movie, Warfare, I want to go see that.
Huh. How to Train Your Dragon. I thought that was a cartoon movie.
And they've remade it, or at least there's a second one, and it's live action. They have a real dragon.
Huh.
It was hard to find, but they found one. A flying, legitimate dragon.
Warfare's about the Iraq war, right?
Yeah, for those that fought, I imagine there's a little PTSD. But for me that never had to do that, I think that's pretty cool.
I like those modern, like the guys that were kind of in my era. I like those. I like Lone Survivor.
Oh, gosh, yeah. Yeah,
I love that movie.
I have to be in the right frame of mind. It's a tense You have to be ready for it.
But when's Warfare come out?
It's been out for a while. In fact, it's already streaming, but I want to see it in the theater.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I haven't seen this movie. I haven't seen commercials for it. I mean, I knew that it existed.
My son saw it, and he told me it was good.
Okay. That would be a fun movie to watch on IMAX.
Yeah, normally the movies that I want to see are the ones that should be seen on IMAX.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm never like, oh, I've got to go see this movie.
Well, I would tell this to people: if you haven't seen Sinners,
that's
the best movie in the theaters. Right? It might be the best movie of the year.
That is a good movie.
It was a ridiculously good movie.
I like movies about vampires that aren't sexy vampires.
No, this is.
I like mean vampires, evil vampires.
You don't like Twilight?
I don't like that. I don't like.
And I promise you, it's one of those movies that you will thoughtfully look back on. There's little nuances to that movie, and it's hidden because it's a vampire movie, but it ain't a vampire movie.
The thing about Twilight, that girl is the worst actress in the world. Like, how they picked her to be like the star of that franchise is beyond me.
What's her name?
Kristen Stewart.
That's right.
I think she is dreadful as an actress. And on top of that, like, if you're going to be a terrible actress, at least be mega hot, and she's neither one.
She's kind of a dude.
And they've got, like,
she's attractive. I'm not going to say she's not attractive, but she's
like a 7, maybe.
Yeah, she's a 7. But she's kind of a dude.
Yeah.
She's kind of mannish.
Oh, yeah. Anna Kendrick is my favorite.
Her body looks like your son Jack. Like, there's just nothing. There's nothing to it.
Kind of a dude. Seriously.
Yeah, like,
and Jack's stacked.
Jack's got no T, no A. He's just none of it.
Now she plays for the other team, right?
I think she may have. Is she the one who's kind of?
No, there's one that's completely transitioned. That's not her.
That's Ellen Page, right?
Not Ellen. Billy. Is it Billy?
No.
Eddie?
Alvin? I don't know.
Xerxes?
Ellen Page is no longer Ellen Page. She became like a.
Okay. I was lost there for a second.
But I don't know if Kristen. I don't know if.
So I think she's on the other team.
Yeah, she married.
Yeah, I think that's the wife.
That's her wife.
Her husband.
That's not surprising.
Yeah. No, not at all.
That's not surprising. But yeah, I don't find her attractive at all, and I think she's a terrible actress. That's why. And it's so unbelievable to me. And that, by the way, I haven't seen. I saw about half of one Twilight movie.
Okay.
Never seen them.
I never saw any of the sequels.
And I'm not embarrassed to say that.
Yeah. So like from a pop culture,
from
a pop culture standpoint, that's one of those things that most people have seen. I've seen half of one movie. I thought it was garbage, and I was out.
I'm Team Jacob.
I'm not afraid to get out of a movie if I think it sucks, or a TV show.
So
my wife, she starts a TV show, she's in.
No, I leave.
And like I'll be like, this is turned to crap. I don't want to watch this.
I'll quit a book. I'll leave a TV series.
The Walking Dead.
Done.
About season 5, I was
I've never seen that. That's another thing I've never seen.
Only watch until they beat the crap out of it. After they finally killed a character that I really liked, I was done.
What I liked about The Walking Dead early on was they'd kill anybody.
Yeah, and then they started doing characters I really liked in awful ways. Like, man, what am I doing this for?
But yeah, that movie, that show got dumb. But that Twilight, about halfway through, I was like, I'm out. This is garbage. Like, there was a werewolf man.
That's what I was going to say.
And a vampire man fighting over this ugly girl. Give me a break.
One dude was a werewolf. Which one was the werewolf?
Taylor, this guy here. This guy?
Oh, yeah. That was okay.
Yeah. Look at
Taylor Lautner.
Taylor Lautner and who's the Batman? Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
Two pretty damn good-looking dudes. One's a vampire, one's a werewolf, and they're fighting over this mid-looking normie. There's no way that would happen.
Yeah, this is my chick right here. I am in love with her.
Anna Kendrick, huh?
Anna Kendrick.
Anna Kendrick is very hot.
So she's in she's got a new one out now. Simple Question 2. I just watched it.
Yeah.
She was in The Accountant, right? The first one?
She was in the first account.
Yeah.
Ashley says y'all are so disappointing. She probably likes the.
She likes. Well, if she's female.
Yeah,
I've seen every Twilight because of my wife, and that's the one thing she likes. Hey, she watches Star Wars with me. I'm kind of forced into that a little bit, but I liked it. It was all right.
What the
Twilights? Yeah, it's kind of neat.
I know nothing.
Chris says, AJ, you're dreadful on this show. Wow. I mean, that's entirely possible.
Personal take.
That is that's a strong take.
Wow, they really came at you on that one.
That's a strong take.
Hard.
Yeah. It is what it is.
You know, you can't please everyone. And listen, Twilight, I think a dreadful movie. It made a lot of money. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. I never saw it. I don't know if it's good or bad.
Take my word for it, dude. It sucks.
They made 3 of them.
It sucks. And I like vampires. It's just, they ruin vampire movies. I only want vampire where they're ripping your jugular out.
And they don't do any of that in these?
None of it. No.
There's not even like sexy Dracula sex?
No. No.
Nothing like that?
Not really, no.
No? No Nosferatu? Nothing like that, huh?
No.
No
They're
gay,
not. They're the
nothing.
least scary vampires ever. It's so stupid.
Vampires and teenage angst.
Yeah.
Do they have zits? Do they have common big problems?
No. All the vampires are very attractive.
Oh, okay. They
Yeah.
don't have just the regular problems.
Yeah, like they've got there's a whole family of vampires. That's what the whole story's about. Like this family of vampires that lives in Seattle or something, and all of the sisters are hot. Yeah, that's the cast.
Yeah,
they're all pale and brooding.
Yeah, like
no Hispanics.
Yeah,
one
no
black.
There was one black guy.
Yeah, just one black guy.
Jacob looked Mexican.
Yeah, but
No, I think he's Inuit or whatever. Inuit.
He's
like
First Nations. Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Listen, Jacob looked Mexican.
He's not Mexican. His last name's
Kinda.
Lautner.
Oh, yeah, that's not close.
No, I'm guessing he's probably Canadian or something like that. Ugh.
Everybody's Canadian.
I know.
Right?
They're taking all our jobs. I know. Those 51st state losers coming here and taking our jobs. We need to deport all Canadians.
I think so.
Deport all Canadians.
Leave your beer and go home.
They're not sinning their best. They're not sinning their best. They're sinning their worst. I believe that Keanu Reeves is an MS-13.
AJ, you become very famous.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh yeah, do you like Blade?
Yeah.
Yeah, Blade.
Yeah, Blade's badass.
I like that.
Like I said, I love vampire movies. Just not that one.
Blade. That's Wesley Snipes.
Yeah, Wesley Snipes. Yeah.
I saw the first one.
Wesley.
That's all you need to see is the first one.
Yeah, first one's good enough.
Which one had Kate Winslet as a vampire?
Kate Winslet was a vampire.
Yes.
I don't know.
Was it Blade? Blade 2?
Kate Winslet's another one of those. There was like
No, I'm thinking of the wrong one. The other Kate, the hot Kate. Who was the female vampire in Blade?
Oh, Kate Beckinsale. You're talking
Kate
about.
Beckinsale. Yes. Very different Kate. Very different. A lot less of Kate.
Yeah.
A little bit less. There we go.
Beckinsale.
Yeah, bring that
Very
face.
sexy.
Give me your man. Give me your angry face, Kate.
Yeah. Kate Winslet. Kate Winslet's one of those gals who she's a good actress, but I've never been attracted to her.
What?
So yeah, I don't think she's hot.
I do.
Really?
But there's a couple gals like I've never thought that Julia Roberts was hot.
No, I mean,
I've never thought that Demi Moore was hot.
In About Last Night. She got me in About Last Night.
Like there's just I don't know, like she's actually gotten hotter as she's gotten older because like I see her in
Have you watched About Last Night?
Yeah.
You didn't find that attractive?
No. In Landman, she's like a hot older lady.
Yeah,
but like
she's
when
aged well.
when she was like supposed to be a sex symbol, it just wasn't for me.
Worked for me.
Yeah, not my thing.
I like that deep voice.
You like that?
Order me around, honey.
Sounds like she just
like smoking
just
pack
smoked
of
a
Marlboros.
pack of Camels.
She does. She always had that horse. Oh yeah.
They're Pall Malls, not Camels.
Get Pall Malls. Everybody got a type.
Yeah.
And Miguel says Salma Hayek was
She's not human.
the hottest vampire.
By far.
That's the standard.
And she truly is a vampire looking like that at 60.
And I love that movie.
Right?
From Dusk Till Dawn, I think is one of the best vampire movies.
She can
and
snake dance around me.
Sinners and From Dusk Till Dawn have a lot in common. So like if you
Okay, so Sinners has 97% on Rotten
I'm telling you,
Dude, it's
it's
a
the best
great
movie I've seen in a
It
long
really
time.
is a
and
great
it sneaks
movie.
up on you because it ain't what you think.
Yeah.
Well,
It's I mean
I'll make it a point to see it.
You should.
Now I'm all eager to see what the whole hype is.
Miguel says, so AJ didn't like Striptease. No, Striptease is a garbage movie, first of all.
No, but she
I mean, yeah.
she had a
don't get me
particular
wrong.
set of skills.
I get it. But that was also when I was single when Striptease came out, and I was actually going to the strip club.
And I knew none of them looked like that.
I was seeing way hotter chicks than Demi Moore.
Oh, no, you weren't.
Oh,
you were
yeah.
seeing shoot. That was $1 million worth of work going into that. There was not one unattended muscle.
Yeah,
that's correct.
Oh boy, she was
like what was the other movie where the gal from Saved by the Bell was a stripper?
No, Showgirls.
Showgirls, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think she's hot either.
Nah.
That girl. That girl.
She's hot. No, I'm not going
right.
to take away, but she ain't all that.
She's built like Chet Holmgren. Like, yeah.
I like tree houses. I'll climb a tree.
I'm out on that.
Not that tree.
I'm Tarzan, man. I'll swing from vines. Let's do this.
That's the other thing. Like, I've never seen Saved by the Bell.
Oh yeah, I've
so
seen,
like
I've seen
in
that all
college,
the
man,
like cultural things
Tiffany
that
Amber
you
Thiessen.
should have seen that I've never gotten into. I might have seen like half an episode here and there.
Keep in mind, this came out. Saved by the Bell was late 80s, right?
It was a 90s show.
Early 90s, late 80s, early
yeah.
90s. Because I'm in college, we would watch Saved by the Bell and have impure thoughts about that as those high school girls.
Yeah.
Tiffany Amber Thiessen and that
Pretty
girl.
standard.
Yeah.
The black chick was hotter than the Showgirls
impure
gal.
thoughts.
But yeah, Tiffany Amber Thiessen was hot.
Wait, man, we're way too old to be watching this. Y'all realize it.
The good news is, Rob, I don't think they were actually high school age.
Oh.
It's like Beverly Hills 90210. I got news for you. Jenny Garth wasn't in high school when she was filming that.
But we can all pretend, right?
Neither was Luke Perry.
Well, he was balding.
Or Tori Spelling. Right?
Yeah, that was unfair to like regular high school dudes to think that you had to measure up to Luke Perry. God.
He's all 41.
Yeah, I was 40 with a receding hairline, riding a Harley to work to school.
Yeah. Screech died. Yeah.
All right.
Screech.
All right.
Did you ever interview Screech?
Yeah.
I had him on my show a couple times.
He was a weird cat.
Dustin Diamond.
Yep.
That was a weird dude.
He's a weird cat, man. All right. Well, that's one of those guys, like, he probably really wanted to not be thought of as that guy.
And then he went with it. Then he went all in with it and killed him.
We had him on the air because he did a porno.
Yeah, that's when we had him. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean,
nice.
Not really.
No.
It was like a last gasp.
He was heavy into the drugs by then.
Yeah, oh, yeah. All right, we'll be back. I'm going to give away, you know what? We're going to qualify someone for ACL on the other side of this break. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1.
We had so much fun last week, we're doing it again. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is gearing up once more to send you to the Austin City Limits Music Festival. 9 stages, 2 weekends. More big-time artists than at Texas Tailgate during rodeo season. October 3rd through the 5th, and again October 10th through the 12th. Right up the road in the live music capital of the world. We're talking Sabrina Carpenter, Hosier, Doja Cat, Luke Combs, The Strokes, John Summit, Doechii, Fade, and a whole mess of other artists turned up Zilker Park into the biggest backyard party in Texas. Listen to the Morning Huddle and the Blitz all this week for another shot to win a pair of 3-day wristbands to Weekend 2. We'll crown one lucky winner on each show this Friday, and every qualifier scores a $50 gift card to Mellow Mushroom at 1604 and Stone Oak Parkway. Cold drinks, hot pizza, 3-day ACL wristbands. Now, that's a South Texas trifecta. Grand Slam in the bottom of the 9th. Want to skip the contest and buy your way in? Head to aclfest.com. But we say, why pay when you can win? With 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hi, my name's Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney and have been representing people injured in auto and commercial truck collisions right here in San Antonio, my hometown, since 1994. Getting into a collision can be a life-altering event. Your health and recovery is the only thing that really matters, and anyone that's ever been injured in a traffic collision will tell you that. How do you get the insurance company to pay? Simple. Call me. As your attorney, my job is to get you through this. The decisions you make immediately after a collision are the most important decisions you can make. If you call me as soon as you can after a collision, I will help you make the right decisions for you and your family. Remember, I do not charge for a consultation. Growing up on the southwest side of San Antonio, when Loop 410 was the edge of town, I know how overwhelming it could be to face a giant insurance company all on your own. Just keep it simple. Call me. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 900-0400. Or go to my website at lawyerforus.com.
Hey, San Antonio, multiple tours overseas, years of protecting the country, it all adds up at University of Maryland Global Campus. Earn up to 90 credits for prior learning, military experience, and training toward our low-cost degree and certificate programs. We call that credit where credit is due. For over 75 years, our dedicated success coaches have been helping service members achieve their goals. Get started with local support and online and hybrid courses right here in San Antonio. Visit UMGC at San Antonio or umgc.edu/SATX.
There's a reason Intuitive Services Group handles our janitorial needs here at 94.1. They're local and serious about cleanliness. From nightly cleaning to detailed floor care, they deliver. We trust them, and you can too. Call Mo at 830-470-3007. That's 830-470-3007.
Kick off summer with Memorial Day savings at Lowe's. Right now, get 5 Scott's Naturescapes 1.5 cubic foot mulch bags for just $10. Plus, get up to 40% off select major appliances and save an extra $50 on every $500 you spend on select major appliances $396 or more. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 5/28. Mulch offer excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See Lowe's.com for more details.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Most people in radio commercials talk really fast. But we made this one for RV owners. Progressive knows they like the slower pace of RV life, like this commercial. And they know Progressive will protect their RV at a fair price with discounts. Now here comes the fast part. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
George gets justice. If you've been injured, get George, because George gets justice. With over 100 years of combined experience and a relentless dedication to your case, the attorneys at George Salinas Injury Lawyers will fight for what's right. If you've been injured and it's not your fault, get George and get the compensation you deserve. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, the Cowboys continue their OTAs. We'll hear from some of the big names like Dak Prescott.
And what's going on at the NFL owners' meetings, we'll have the latest.
And the interim head coach of the San Antonio Brahmas, Peyton Pardee, joins us.
And the latest on NBA playoffs on The Blitz, starting at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Rainmaker. Oh, yes. I like this band.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They were a hot noise for a minute.
Oh, man.
Store it in boxes with little yellow tags on every one. And you can come and see them when I'm done. I'm done.
It's on my playlist.
Mm-hmm. I wonder what it's like to be a superhero.
Well, I got a book coming out.
I wonder where I'd fly if I could fly around downtown.
Who is this? Wallflowers? Who is it?
Matchbox 20.
Yeah, Rob Thomas. I should know that.
Yeah, your doppelganger.
I get introduced as Rob Thomas just about all the time. People are always let down.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
He's here?
Yes.
Does he bring Santana?
Yes.
No.
You're so smooth. Mike, I like how ugly-looking people bash other people.
Oh, yeah, 'cause
like
I know
the fat
ugly.
chick bashing the pretty chick. Y'all hilarious. Listen,
I know ugly. I look in the mirror every day.
I'm comfortable where I'm at, Bubba.
Yeah, me too.
I ain't no handsome fella, and
I'm
you know
a
what?
solid 4, and I'm proud of it.
Yeah.
Kate Winslet probably doesn't think I'm hot either, and I'm all right with that.
In my mind, she does.
Yeah.
In my mind, I hope she thinks I'm repulsive.
Oh, I think that.
And she would never even speak to me.
I'm her type. She just hasn't met me yet.
Tony, I know I'm singing a cappella. That's the whole point. That's I know you don't hear the music. For YouTube, you get me all natural, baby.
That is brutal, man.
You get it raw.
Yeah, it feels about the same. It feels about the same, doesn't it?
That's right. Hey, how about I promise this. I gotta deliver.
Oh yeah.
Someone's gonna qualify. Oh yeah, baby.
Yeah. Let me pull it up here.
Someone wants to go to ACL. We're qualifying someone every day this week, and then on Friday we'll have a winner. Here's the deal. All week, listen to the Morning Huddle and the Blitz. You get registered for your chance to win a pair of 3-day wristbands to ACL Festival Weekend 2 at Zilker Park in Austin, Texas, the live music capital of the world. 9 stages, 2 weekends, October 3rd through 5th, and again the 10th through the 12th. Sabrina Carpenter, Hosier, Doja Cat, Luke Combs, The Strokes, John Summit, Doechii, and more, all performing down there at Austin Zilker Park. We're going to give one winner each Friday, each show this Friday. So one for us, one for the Blitz. We already gave away 2 winners last week. And anybody who qualifies will also get a $50 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Single-day tickets are still available at aclfest.com, but you can't get the 3-day wristbands anymore, so you can only get them here. Let's see. How should we give these away, Rob? How should we give them away?
Let's see. I always appreciate awarding those that have been here a minute.
Yes.
That have passed through and stayed for an hour or so. So maybe something involved in the last hour. And got here early.
Okay. What is the movie that when I asked what have you guys not seen, what's the movie that Vic hasn't seen?
Oh, yeah.
That it's a comedy movie. Most people around our age have seen, but Vic has not.
I've never seen it.
First person to call in with that answer, you are going to be qualified to go to ACL weekend 2. How about that? 3-day weekend pass. That'll be a fun time. Miguel says, I qualified in the afternoon. Can I qualify in the morning? I'm not sure. What are the rules? Because is he technically a winner once he qualifies? Because he's getting the gift card?
A winner. Yeah, you're already a winner. So
yeah, sorry, Miguel.
That's why we put that card in there to preclude that from
happening. We don't want you double dipping. Don't double dip.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man.
We appreciate the effort. We want you to continue the effort to do that. We're just not going to allow you to.
By the way, I'm so sick of the afternoon show.
Well, they don't really appreciate the greatness of KBB.
Well, it's just really rude, right?
Well, like I said, I don't think they really appreciate the attachment that us and the Morning Brigade have of that beautiful cat that has left us. So, no, it's not nice.
Anybody who listens on the Brigade Bar, I want you guys to please shame Jason Minix if he throws away my picture of the kitty again.
I mean, we're honoring the dead here.
This have
graffiti.
A little couth, a little respect. You know, it's unnecessary. Sounds like we got a winner in there.
Yeah,
so,
somebody telling him the end of the movie. Gonna ruin it for him. Don't have any apple pie.
Let's talk about the addition of flag football to the Olympics, which, first of all, kind of absurd. I don't understand.
I really don't get why the NFL's so big into this. I heard. I forget which commentator saying they think they want the 2028 Olympics in LA to be kind of a crescendo event for football, like Barcelona was to basketball. Bringing the NBA to the world. They think this
flag football's not football.
It's not. It is not. That's the best way to put it. It's a different sport entirely.
Yeah.
It involves a football, but that's it.
It's basically like Frisbee. Or I mean, it's not real.
And if you're an NFL player,
don't get me wrong, it's fine.
It's fun. 7-on-7. If you go watch it, there are certain skills involved here. But I don't get that the rest of the world's going to see this and go, oh, we've been missing out. All they're trying to do is to promote a game that is too expensive for 90% of the world to play. That you have to have pads and a helmet and all that, and we get it. That's why it's our sport. And to make it an international sport, they're going to have to bastardize it. They're going to have to change it because the world can't afford helmets and pads and cleats. They can afford a ball.
Now, I will say this. In Texas, this isn't the case, obviously. But having been in Nevada, my son, who's in middle school, they don't have tackle football.
I know.
They play flag football up until 9th grade.
And I think that's smart, actually. I'd like to see that around the –
And in 9th grade, they have the girls play flag football as like it's a varsity sport in Nevada.
It sounds progressive. If I'm the NFL, I'm dumping all my money into that. I don't know why you're trying to get Brazilians to play football. You know, why am I trying to get the Cameroonians to suddenly adopt another sport? Maybe in 100 years they'll be ready. I mean, I don't see this investment, and I certainly don't see why they're so excited.
Yeah, it is odd.
I don't think it'll ever be an international sport. I don't think it'll be a sport that people will pay to watch. Yeah. Just kind of like I'll pay to see Man U come in because it's kind of an event, but I'm not going to buy season tickets.
Right.
You know, so I think that there's a possibility of maybe growing the sport. But again, the NFL game ain't flag football. It's a completely different thing. So I don't get the excitement. And certainly, if you're Justin Jefferson, are you excited about playing touch football at the Olympics?
Apparently he is, because he said that apparently he was instrumental in passing the proposal.
So I felt like, are they paying him? Is he going to get some money out of this? Because he's going to get a little bit of sponsorship cash.
I mean, for a lot of these guys, it's the idea of being able to win a gold medal.
I get it. I mean, there's something to it, but don't try to pretend that this has anything to do with the game or at least the professional version of football, because it's not.
Because they've been doing it at the Pro Bowl, and it's stupid. It sucks. I hate it. I'm not going to be into it at the Olympics, but it's funny to see that some players are so excited about the possibility to do it, and then A.J. Brown, like Justin Jefferson's like, oh, dude, I want to hit a gritty in the Olympics. Like, all right. A.J. Brown's like, it would be during training camp.
And who am I playing against? Like, the Canadians going to bring a contingent? Okay. Who else?
But, like, yeah, what do you feel good because you run shop on the Japanese flag football team? Like, oh, wow, yeah. You're
we have to explain the rules to them before the beginning of the game.
Right. But
awful.
But also, I mean, this is, like A.J. Brown's saying, it's during training camp. Like, you're going to miss training camp to go play flag football? What's that? What does that tell your teammates? You know what I mean?
Tell your fans.
Yeah, I'm out on it. I don't want.
It has nothing.
I don't want my favorite players going to play in the Olympics for that.
And I think we have to. Football has to accept the fact that while they are the preeminent thing here, it's not. This is not an international sport. It just isn't going to be. It just. What is involved to make the sport great takes 100 years. I mean, to get it ingrained into a civilization. It's not like basketball where you just roll a ball out and we can figure it out.
Is rugby an Olympic sport?
I think it probably has been a test sport.
Has it?
Yeah, in fact, I know it was because we had like the women's. Our women's rugby team's really, really good.
Yeah.
It's a sport that's played in one country.
Yes, and and I don't expect the world to adopt it.
I don't either, and we've never expected them to. And it's not that. I mean, the NFL is trying to branch out, but I don't think they're expecting people to really start playing there. They just want fans to go to games there.
Then give them real football. Why are we introducing to the world a flag football game that literally is not even close to the game that we're trying to get them to buy tickets
imagine for? Playing imagine playing a real full force football game, USA against
Germany,
Ecuador.
Yeah,
it would
100-0.
Yeah,
and it would be kind of like Barcelona in that sense. But at least there's going to be a future there. They're never going to. Ecuador is never going to field, and Ecuador is like the perfect example. It's in our hemisphere. They certainly look to our country for a lot of stuff. they don't look to us for sports. They're perfectly happy with soccer and a little bit of basketball or whatever, and baseball.
Yeah.
But the expense of playing football it just is not an international sport. And to think that it's kind of like we're going to introduce if the NBA didn't go to Barcelona but decided, we're going to introduce to the world not 5-on-5. We're going to send 3-on-3, which is its own little thing. It's basketball. It ain't real basketball, and there is a place in the world for that. But we didn't send our NBA guys over there playing 3-on-3. We sent them playing their game, the 5-on-5. We're sending our NFL guys playing 3-on-3. They're playing a game that ain't even real.
Yeah. All right, let's hit a break. When we come back, there's it was a comment made by Michael Malone last night. I don't know if you heard this.
I did.
We'll share it on the other side. Very, very interesting. Morning Huddle 94.1.
Dr. Jacob Torres and Institute for Functional Health are my primary care first stop. And I talk about that a lot. But, I first met Dr. Torres on my Discovery Day. And Discovery Day, when you go to the Institute for Functional Health, is your first visit. When you walk into the Institute for Functional Health, they want to find out exactly where you are health-wise. So you have a full day of discovery involving labs and x-rays, MRIs, CT scans. The goal is to help you understand why you are where you are and the struggle that you've dealt with, how it can be fixed. And after they go through Discovery Day, then you have the root cause testing. Why do you feel and what's the specific problems? And then from there, the plan is created that you can work and live with. And it's altered and it's fixed as you go through your health journey. But there's always a plan in place that has been put together only for you. And that's why I recommend the IFF for your weight loss. If you're ready to embrace the new life, if you're ready to become something that you've never been before, you need help, right? Use the IFF, the Institute for Functional Health, and Dr. Torres. Call them today, 468-1891. The website is IFF Health. Call them today. Change your life. Call me later.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We've got an accident 281 southbound, that on-ramp from Encino Rio, far north side of town. The accident is on the on-ramp, so that's partially blocked. 90 eastbound 211 over to Hunt Lane, a solid 40-minute commute. A lot of that has to do with that road work on 90 frontage road eastbound Hunt Lane to 410. That's causing those delays. 35 on the frontage road southbound at Rittiman. That stall is taking up a right lane. And about a 15-minute ride, 35 southbound from Schwab Road on down to Randolph Boulevard. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Your local Staples has hot deals and super low prices throughout the store on everything for your business. And right now at Staples, save up to $250 off your print order. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details. Ends June 14th. Plus, save even more with the Easy Rewards program at Staples.
When it comes to results, the numbers speak for themselves. Thomas J. Henry secured over $1 billion for clients in the past 4 years and successfully represented thousands of injured Texans. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust. San Antonio, Texas.
The water coming in and out of your home is like laughter. Here in San Antonio in the Hill Country, it can be harsh. Now that's harsh. At the same time, those that know have a Connecticut quality water softener enjoy this. Smooth, soft, pure, clean water. The difference is astounding. Hard water, soft water. If you don't have a Connecticut water softener in your home, you're basically inviting destructive hard water to beat up your appliances, hot water heater, and every pipe in your home. And that's no laughing matter.
For a limited time, get a free reverse osmosis drinking station, $400 off with trade-in, and 0% interest for 12 months. Call Connecticut of San Antonio in the Hill Country, 210-656-PURE.
Connecticut is simply the best water softener you can buy, and that's why we say it's the last water softener you'll ever own. Don't live with. Live with.
The last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656-PURE. Connecticut.
License number 38961.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-499-9102. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-499-9102. That's 800-499-9102. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
The playoffs are in full swing, and you can get in on all the action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest game-changing moments to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code JOEQ. That's JOEQ to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Progressive knows there are some surprisingly expensive things in life, like frames, because you found a classic 70s concert poster. But when you went to get it framed, you realized the frame will cost about 4 times the amount of the poster, which is actually absurd because no one will be looking at the frame, and if they are, then you severely overestimated how cool this poster is. But then you remember by switching your home and auto to Progressive, you could save hundreds and put it towards a classic 70s concert poster in an absurdly overpriced frame. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Now more than ever, Lowe's knows you don't just want a low price, you want the lowest price. And with our lowest price guarantee, you can count on us for competitive prices on all your home improvement projects. If you find a qualifying lower price somewhere else on the same item, we'll match it. Lowe's, we help, you save. Price match applies the same item. Current price at qualifying retailers. Exclusions and terms apply. Learn how we'll match price at Lowe's.com/lowest price guarantee.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It's time. Every week, joining us on the Buyers Barricade guest line. You know him, you love him. 7'4", 380 pounds from the Ugandan jungle. Dr. Jason Garrett! Dr. Garrett, good morning!
I thought Kamala.
Hey, that was the most believable one yet.
Yeah, baby. Yes, sir. Dr. Garrett from Arasti joins us every Wednesday at this time.
He's with us in spirit every day.
Every day he's with us in spirit. Dr. Garrett and Kitty Big Balls with us every day in spirit. Dr. Garrett, first we need some advice for our friend Vic here, who is on day what?
This is actually probably day 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
He has started a workout routine
with my son,
and he is he's very sore all the time. How long will it be before?
And keep in mind, he can't take anti-inflammatories. You can't take any of those for medical reasons. So, how does he ease his pain?
All right. How new are you to working out in general? Is this a brand new thing altogether?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I mean, I do. I mean, I stay a little busy, but I'm just out of shape.
He's picking up heavy things. It's crazy.
He's throwing weights around right now.
I'm just doing 20-pound dumbbell workouts. You know, various ones that my son's doing. I'm just mimicking what he's doing. But
well, here's the deal. If you're not used to working out, you got to think about any progress you want to make is 1 year from now. And 1 year from now, you can make a dramatic difference as long as you don't try to eat the elephant in one bite and do too much too soon.
Right.
Because that is a recipe for disaster, and you'll be sore, you'll get tendonitis, you'll get injured, you'll stop working out, you'll start, stop, kind of like a yo-yo diet.
Right.
Working out is the exact same thing. So I want you to make sure that whatever you're doing, you're not sore for more than As long as you're not sore for more than 3 days after it, you probably didn't do too much. All right, but being sore is probably your new normal, so just embrace it.
Yeah, I think it's like I'm not too sore from yesterday, but yesterday I did calves and legs, and over the weekend I did arms and back.
Are you trying to keep up with your son?
Yeah.
See,
Good luck with that.
When my brother came to live with me, my brother was, at the time, he was like 20 or 19. He was, and he was a football player, big, strong kid. I didn't want to let him get stronger than me, but we were going to the gym every day together.
Okay.
And next thing you know, I was benching 230, 240.
Jeez.
And then after working out together for a month, we're both trying to put on 6 45-pound plates, and I ended up tearing my labrum, and it never been the same because I tried to do too much too fast, trying to keep up with my brother. So don't try to keep up with the Joneses is the secret of this.
No, my son has the 30-pound dumbbells, and he's doing that like nothing. And, after about 2 reps of that, it's too heavy. I need something lighter to keep going. To get more reps, it's not about the shortness of the rep and the weight.
Are you trying to get your beach bod right? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, a little bit.
God, you're all you think about is sex.
No, I'm working on my revenge body in case my wife cheats on me. I'm ready to go.
Oh, okay. Yeah, good.
I've got a revenge body myself.
Yeah, I'm starting. I'm getting a little 6-pack here. It's just got to keep going. It's fighting its way through all the cheeseburgers.
Through the carne guisada.
Yeah.
We got Hayden Wisniewski. Looks like he is going to be done for the season. Tommy John surgery. Is every Tommy John exactly the same? Is it always that same UCL ligament, or could it be a number of different ligaments that have that same surgery to repair it?
Yeah, it's always the same UCL ligament, but not all the surgeries are the same. So if you tore it in the middle of the ligament or where it rips off the bone, the outcomes are way different. So if it does it kind of in one spot where it's still attached and they can just put a mesh over it like they did with the 49ers quarterback, the guy that just signed the big contract, Mr. Irrelevant. Yeah, Purdy. Then you can come back within 6 months. It's amazing. If it's not like that, then you're still looking at 12 to 18 months for a full recovery. So hopefully he had the tear in the right spot. That's easier to fix. And I can't remember exactly where that is, but there is a different surgery approach for each one.
So what's the difference between, and obviously it's where it was torn, for even Ohtani, who just said, we'll just rest. We'll just let it. We're not going to do anything.
Yeah, so if the ligament is torn in a spot where it can either re-adhere or still has blood supply to it, then it can heal. If it's torn in a spot where it can't have blood supply, there's no, the blood supply has been disrupted or it's been ripped completely away, then it can't heal, and then you're just relying on scar tissue to hope that it does the same job, which usually doesn't work for the UCL.
Jaylen Brown, we all know about Jason Tatum's Achilles injury, but Jaylen Brown was apparently playing with a partially torn meniscus in his right knee. They're saying he might need surgery. Now, explain a little bit, because the meniscus is something you can't really fix, right? There's no surgery to bring it back. So when they say it might require surgery, why would you do a surgery? What would be the benefits, and what's that surgery entail?
Yeah, so there's a couple different approaches. So if it's torn in an area where they can go in and sew it back together and do a meniscus repair, then it's a big surgery. You're looking at 4 months, non-weight bearing, 6-month recovery. It's much more significant. If there's a piece that's torn, like a little flap, and it's in just the right spot, which is how most of them are, you can go in there, shave that off, which then you literally are back on the field, back playing within a month. You're walking the next day, so it's a big, big difference. The downside of that one is when you remove some of that tissue, you're more likely to develop arthritis sooner because you have less of a cushion or a shock absorption. And the benefit of the first one is, even though it takes way longer to recover, you're less likely to develop as much arthritis later. So right now they've got options. They've got time to figure out what's best for him.
That's why my knee sounds like a firecracker, like a pack of Black Cats every time I stand up, because I had the shave down thing. Yeah. So the assumption is, if they're saying it might need that's something. If they're saying he might need surgery, we're talking about the shave down process and not the non-weight bearing one.
Yeah, the one that needs it is pretty terrible to walk out. He couldn't have played. He's had this injury for, I think, before the playoffs, or at least in the middle of the playoffs. So it's probably the one they can shave it down. And a lot of times you don't need to. About 50% of people that get that surgery end up with the same outcome as the 50% that didn't.
Really? So
you can try to rehab it.
So as you're rehabbing, what's that, PRP and that kind of stuff?
Yeah, and just learning to work through it. So it will kind of grind down over time and start to atrophy. And so you can have a pretty significant meniscus tear, like guys like us, and still do full depth squats, still be able to run, cut. But as a really high level athlete, if they want to accelerate his recovery, they can take that out, reduce the odds of it not responding well, and then they know the timeline is very predictable.
As we get into this time of year, where guys are starting to report for training camp and things like that in the NFL, what are the the injuries that are most common as you see these guys start to work their way back into shape?
Well, it's been a rash of Achilles injuries in the last few injuries,
right.
last few years. Those are pretty devastating. Those aren't the ones that you just have the wear and tear. Hamstring pulls, groin pulls, calf pulls, all the stuff from the high intensity working out with dehydration in the heat, where you're not conditioned for that, because you can be conditioned throughout the off season, lift weights, work out, but it's not the same as when you ratchet up the intensity trying to make a team or just try to get ready for a football season when everyone's trying really, really hard. It changes the dynamic. You can't train for that. So it's those high intensity movements that are going to lead to more strains and sprains.
And also, we were talking about today the NFL, or the Olympics, announcing that flag football is going to be an Olympic sport. And these are now, like, when we talk about these guys doing this, it will be considered a non-football injury more than likely. If these guys go play flag football, they're going to count that as an injury suffered away from official team functions, which means you might not get paid. I mean, obviously the types of injuries that you're going to incur playing flag football are generally different than the ones you'll get playing full contact football. But what kind of injuries do you think are most likely for these guys playing flag football as opposed to the hard contact injuries that you get playing regular football?
I mean, the most common one's going to be your ACL tears. It's the non-contact injury that everyone is terrified of. And when you're playing flag football, it's different because you're anticipating cutting without getting hit, versus if you've been playing football, you're planning on the hit. And so you can move a little faster. You can cut a little bit more freely without the fear of getting your head taken off when you cut across the middle. There's a lot of opportunity for that, for Achilles tears, obviously hamstring tears, and there's going to be some collisions. You're going to see guys break their collarbones because they're going to be coming across at full speed and not anticipating a hit and then just getting knocked.
All right, that is Dr. Jason Garrett from Arasti. Dr. Garrett, we appreciate the time, man. We'll talk to you next week.
Later, Doc.
All right, thanks, guys.
There you go. Dr. Garrett and all our guests appear via the Buyers Barricade guest lines. Buyers Barricades provides traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond online at buyersbarricades.com. All right. We still got 2 giveaways to do. I'm so overloaded on things to give to the people.
A full hour to do it, though.
Yeah.
Lots of time.
Will we have time? Bed Bath & Beyond, I don't know if there's going to be enough time, Rob.
We'll just
don't know if there's going to be enough time. But yeah, we'll give away plenty of stuff coming up in the next hour. Don't you worry if we haven't given away what you were hoping for. And I do have to get to this Michael Malone quote, which I do find quite interesting. We'll do that next. We'll talk about Caitlin Clark choking away a game last night. What a loser she is. If only we were doing losers today, I'd be all over it. But plenty more to discuss. It is the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Riding the work with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. It's the Morning Huddle, KTFM Floresville.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This month, law enforcement will be cracking down on drivers and passengers who aren't buckled up. Here's why.
I responded to a crash on the highway where a pickup flipped over multiple lanes of traffic. The driver of the vehicle was missing, and we actually found him underneath the vehicle, unfortunately deceased on scene.
We write seatbelt tickets to save lives.
Out of all the wrecks that I've worked, I've never had to unbuckle a dead body.
Officers are out in force, writing seatbelt citations that can add up to $200. Click it or ticket. This message brought to you by the Texas Department of Transportation.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Kick off summer with Memorial Day savings at Lowe's. Right now, get 5 Scott's Naturescapes 1.5 cubic foot mulch bags for just $10. Lowe's, we help you save. Valid through 5/28. Selection varies by location while supplies last. Excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
The Gomez Law Firm has been San Antonio's trusted law firm for 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us today. Jose, tell us about the cases you all specialize in.
We do ride-sharing cases, we do 18-wheeler cases, work injuries. We will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you or your family have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, you need to visit joegomezlaw.com. Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/radio, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit. HIMS.com/RADIO.
If you need to hire, you know it takes time. Well, what if you could meet with qualified candidates the very next day? Now you can with Zip Intro from ZipRecruiter. You simply pick a time and it does all the work of finding and scheduling qualified candidates for you. Then you choose who you want to talk to and meet with great people on back-to-back video calls as soon as the next day.
Try Zip Intro for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. Zip Intro. Post jobs today. Talk to qualified candidates tomorrow.
Gentlemen, testosterone levels can start dropping in your 30s, leading to low energy, reduced libido, and slower metabolism. Rock's Discount Vitamins is making it easy to take back control. No appointments and no prescriptions. Just head into a Rock's and walk out with a natural solution tailored to you. Our powerful line of natural testosterone boosters can help increase energy, build muscle, rev up your metabolism, and reignite your drive. You'll feel the difference and fast. Visit rocksdiscountvitamins.com. We thank God in South Texas.
Hey, listen up, San Antonio. Multiple tours overseas, long nights monitoring cyber activity, years of protecting the country. It all adds up at University of Maryland Global Campus. Earn up to 90 credits for prior learning, military experience, and training. We call that credit where credit is due. Whether you're active duty and looking at what's next, or a veteran looking for something new, our degrees and certificate programs teach the application of emerging technologies and enduring life skills. So get started on a degree or certificate with personalized local support services and online and hybrid courses right here in San Antonio. At UMGC, you'll find everything from online to hybrid courses and lifetime career services to scholarship opportunities, making your education journey flexible, fast, and affordable. Apply now and save with no application fee through May 30th. Visit UMGC at San Antonio or umgc.edu/SATX.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We've got an accident 281 southbound, that on-ramp from Encino Rio, far north side of town. The accident is on the on-ramp, so that's partially blocked. 90 eastbound 211 over to Hunt Lane, a solid 40-minute commute. A lot of that has to do with that road work on 90 frontage road eastbound Hunt Lane to 410. That's causing those delays. 35 on the frontage road southbound at Rittiman. That stall is taking up a right lane. And about a 15-minute ride, 35 southbound from Schwab Road on down to Randolph Boulevard. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
The NBA playoffs carried on last night as the Oklahoma City's defense brought the Thunder after trailing by 4 points at halftime. Final score 114-88. Tonight, the East Finals get underway as the Knicks host the Indiana Pacers for Game 1 from Madison Square Garden. You can catch it live right here on San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle. with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
9:01 on the Morning Huddle. Good morning, everybody. Welcome in. If you're just joining us, if not, thanks for hanging with us. Rob and AJ, Vic here on a hump day.
Hump day! Hump day! And I tell you what, Chinese buffet better roll some sushi. We're headed.
Y'all are in trouble.
You better get ready. We're coming.
Y'all are in trouble.
I'm hungry now.
Oh. Oh, no. They're back again. That's what they're going to say.
We're going to go stack some plates, baby.
It's them.
Putting the hurt on them.
Big old stack, 15 plates. Keep going.
That spicy shrimp stuff.
That cold, spicy.
With the octopus.
Oh, we're going to eat today.
You tried that last time, right?
You liked it.
Oh, that's right.
You did like it.
Yeah. Never mind. Okay. I'm just not used to eating that.
I know. It's good, though.
Yeah, it is good.
See, Vic, you're like a child. You're like, ooh, I don't like how that sounds. I'm not going to eat it.
I want my chicken strips.
Yeah, give me my dino nuggets.
That's what I wanted. That's what I ate there.
My dino nuggets. They still make that?
Vic only wants to eat soup and dino nuggets.
Yeah.
That's all he wants. Oh, you like egg drop soup, right?
Egg drop soup and chicken wings.
Okay.
Yeah, flats. Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll eat some maybe General Tso if they have it, but yeah.
Okay.
Little rice.
You don't get outside your box much, huh?
No, I don't.
Like the General Tso is probably horrific for your blood sugar. You know they've got like you can.
Yeah, that's why I only eat a little bit. I mean, it's
but you
all
can
about
eat like
portion.
pepper steak or kung pao chicken or something that's probably it's got no fried stuff. It's probably better for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I mean, I can eat whatever I want. It's just portion.
But I would also think Asian food would be probably the type of food that you could. Is it the worst or the best?
Yeah.
It's the
No,
worst.
it's the worst.
I would think Italian is the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like eating a bunch of pasta and noodles.
would be number one. Italian. Number two would be Asian, and then that's
Mexican.
That's why. Yeah, Mexican actually is up there because of beans and rice. But yeah, that's why I just stick to chicken breast, salad, steaks, avocado, broccoli. That's it.
It's the what's it called?
The
paleo diet.
That's the suicide diet.
It's
what
a
it is.
depressing diet. Is what it is.
Well, it's called the Blue Zone diet.
Yeah.
Have you read the Blue Zone books? Where
I haven't read them, but
those areas of the world where people live to 100. And they eat
that's all they eat.
Chicken and vegetables.
Yeah, but
but those are like monks.
Well, no, it's like they are monks.
Well, I ruin that when I drink Coke Zero or Pepsi Zero.
That's true.
I have to eliminate everything and only eat that, and I can't do that.
Every country in the world that has the long lifespan, they have a good wine. They're wine-making countries. I don't know why.
What's the what's the name of our Chinese place?
I don't know.
King Buffet.
Is it King Buffet? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, so Brittany's asking what place is it? King?
This is an unpaid endorsement. We like it. It's just
like
really
it
good.
Yeah, it's on Austin Highway, right next to the Goodwill.
I like it because it's brand new.
Yes, under new management.
Yes, and they totally. I mean, it's totally it looks like a brand new restaurant.
It's
it looks
nice, and
incredible. But eventually, every Chinese buffet goes one way, and
a little warm.
It don't get better over time.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But this one is right by our office, and it's brand spanking new. Food's always fresh and hot.
And they're open when we're done.
We show up at 11 when they were first putting all the food out.
Like locusts.
And boy, we put the hurt on them.
Yeah.
And it's like $20.
Yeah, it's a great deal. It really is best.
All you can eat for $20? Mm-hmm. Come on, man.
That's a lot of egg drop soup.
That's a bucket.
Better stop eating that soup. That's wasting room in your body. You're like Rob at the salad bar at the meat place. Don't waste space on soup.
All right.
You're a soup is a loss leader for them. They want you to eat the soup.
Well, I like it with the green onions.
I know. They want you to fill up on it. That soup costs them 10 cents a gallon.
And
you're guzzling it. They don't want you eating the shrimp. I'm going straight to that bar where you like the stir fry with all the fresh ingredients.
Yeah.
Oh, they see me up there. They go,
man, it's him.
You're going to be here a while.
Mm-hmm.
You don't eat here no more.
Yeah, you're out.
Go eat a sandwich.
They pointed there. Who's going to picture of us on the wall and say, nope, not you, Bubba.
No.
Beat it.
Yeah. He may be coming in with this cat.
That's right.
It may be with that cat. If you see him,
he won't be
You're
there
not allowed
anymore.
to say cat anywhere near a Chinese food restaurant. We don't bring that up.
No.
The Ixnay on the at K.
Yeah, you can't give away
Can't
anything.
bring that up.
No.
Yeah, can't give it away.
Mike Malone, who
He's got a night job now.
Yeah, works for ESPN now. fired a couple days before the playoffs begin, and hey, quick to pick up a job, I guess. After the game last night, they were talking to Mike Malone, and he said Shea showed why he's the MVP of the league.
Huh?
Yeah.
I didn't know he was MVP.
Well, he's not quite yet.
Oh, so does
but
he know
is
something?
widely expected to be. But here the thing is, he was coaching Joker a month ago. Back in March, there was a quote attributed to Michael Malone that says, obviously Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is a great player, and if he wins his first MVP, he's deserving of that. My thing is this. If you didn't know that Nikola won 3 MVPs, and I put player A and player B on paper, the guy that was averaging a triple-double, the guy that's the top 3 in the 3 major statistical categories, things no one has ever done, he wins the MVP 10 times out of 10. And if you don't think so, I think you guys are all bull bleeping. So back when he was coaching Jokic, he was saying 10 times out of 10. Now he's saying
I think he's
the
being
MVP.
honest.
I think so, too. I think he knows.
I don't have any ill. I don't think Joker would even argue. I mean, the team beat
First
us.
of all, I don't think Joker
doesn't give a crap.
cares.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
And I took it as a little bit of a slight at the Nuggets, and obviously he's got some hard feelings because we know Joker's that good. But I took it as an honest response. This is the best player in the world right now. Look, we just saw it.
Yeah. I don't know.
But it was it was. He's got some sour grapes.
It's a
I
little
would
salt.
too.
A little salt.
And he's not getting paid to puff up his guys anymore.
God, SGA is so good. I mean, it's hard to question what he like. He is. He's just that dude. And while I know everybody wants Anthony Edwards to be that dude, he's just not.
I'm starting to have my doubts, man. I'm starting to think there's more Dame Lillard than there is Kobe. I mean, there's more of you're big when it matters sometimes, but you're not big enough in the biggest moments. It's just not, it hadn't happened. Do
you know how many points Anthony Edwards scored in the last 15 minutes of the game?
Well, 0.
I'm gonna hazard to guess.
0's the correct number.
I don't remember him touching the ball, but I'm sure he did.
I saw him miss like 3 times.
So he did take shots?
Yeah, he did take
He took not very many, though. He didn't shoot much in the second half.
No.
And, I mean, if Anthony Edwards did what SGA did last night, people would be – and by the way, I said this already. SGA didn't even have, like, a great game. But if Anthony Edwards did what he did and put up, 22 points in the second half – they'd be rolling out the Jordan comparisons again, the next Jordan stuff.
Well, because his highlights are Jordan-esque and Shai's aren't. Shai's highlights look more like, I don't know, name your run-of-the-mill. Who's the guard that was here that's a Sac now? He looks more like him at Sacramento, the former Bull, Spur, Toronto. Great mid-range game. Hits buckets.
DeRozan?
Yeah, it looks like DeMar DeRozan, but times 10. He doesn't. Shai is never going to give you elbow above the rim, top of the box, alley-oop dunk. That's just not what he does. So highlights be damned. I'll watch 60 minutes of Shai do it all the time, or I can watch 3 minutes of extraordinary from Anthony Edwards. You know what I mean? So yeah, he gets the pub because his highlights are better.
Yeah,
they just are.
But I think, like, how do you ignore the fact that
you don't?
One guy's so much better than the other. Like, what Jokic's highlight reel sucks.
Yeah,
like, it looks like the Jolly Green Giant just like turning around and laying it in.
But there's W's there.
Yeah,
he's stumbling around.
It's just effective. Like, who cares what it looks like? It's effective.
Right. Anthony Edwards isn't done yet. Anthony Edwards is still an unfinished piece of art.
But why do we all just kiss his ass then?
We're not kissing his ass.
Like he's complete. He's not that yet.
No, well, I mean,
we're trying to force it. We're trying to force the square peg.
Well, are we, or did we just get it wrong? Because we saw it coming with Team USA. We saw him amongst the greats, and he elevated his game amongst the greats. It felt like that last summer for Team USA was going to catapult him there. And it didn't. Now, there might be a lag effect. Maybe he's suffering from the effect of NBA jet lag, and that last summer just took it all out of him, and it just didn't work because he was tired. Maybe we'll see it next year, but there is a bit of a failure to launch. There is a bit of he's still on the pad. We had a countdown. He was about to blast off, and we had a technical problem, and he didn't take off, and we're still kind of holding. And you get the sense if it doesn't happen soon, it's not going to happen.
There's just I get that everybody's always looking for the next big star, and I understand the want for that, but there are I don't know where Anthony Edwards is in the league right now today.
He's a top 10 player.
I disagree.
You don't think so?
I don't think so, man. Like
top 10, 12, depending on your
now.
eye,
There's potential for him to be that, certainly.
But at some point, the potential runs out.
But if I said
what you are,
I want before you answer the quick answer, think about this. If I said you got one season, health guaranteed, who's going to contribute more to a basketball team, Anthony Edwards or Anthony Davis?
Oh, well, again, that's in the eye. And health isn't an issue. I always take the guy that can do more things.
See, to me, Anthony Davis is because we now know what Anthony Davis is, we've seen the peak of Anthony Davis, we're no longer interested. Even though Anthony Davis, when he's on the floor, he's solid. He's always good.
You're right.
But we're that's played out. We're not interested in that. We want, like you're saying, the highlight. We want the next big thing.
Yeah.
So we're all looking for Anthony Edwards. We're looking at Cooper Flagg. And, the reality is some of the best players in the league just aren't that sexy. And we're trying to force.
Well, that's why those things are hard to find. That's why we keep looking for the next, because to find greatness with flair is hard. I mean, greatness with consistent flair, we're talking about Kobe, we're talking about LeBron, and we're talking about Michael. I mean, we're talking greatness with flair is hard to come by. There's boring greatness. A lot of those guys, Tim Duncan, ours, greatness, but he's boring. So the combination, that's the search. We're always looking for that. And the flair can go both ways. You don't have to be a consistent winner. You have to have one ring.
Yeah.
But we need greatness with flair, and
it's funny that
Shea doesn't have it.
The two best players in the world right now, the two guys that are going to finish 1-2 in the MVP, are not highlight reel guys. They just go out and they do the job and they win and they score a bunch of points. They make their teammates better. They do all the little things and they win games.
Yeah, but that's
not sexy. No. And we're like, Anthony Edwards, Anthony Edwards,
but when he's on,
Jalen Brunson.
Yes,
bro.
All for different reasons.
It's flash. It's
yes. Greatness with flair. That's what we want. We not only want you to.
It's good with flair. It's not greatness yet.
Well, no, but the ones I'm talking about combine the two, where you could legitimately expect a brilliantly played game and a dunk from the top of the box, and a Steph Curry and a shot from 45 feet with his eyes closed. Yeah. You could expect the greatness, and then you got the flair. And those guys are hard to find. We'd keep looking for them like NFL quarterbacks and measuring up. You always get about a 6.5. You never get the 9.
I'm more and more. I'm starting to appreciate what Shea is. He is not an exciting player. He is not. It's not a thrill. You're never going to confuse him for a Michael Jordan.
That's why I keep comparing him. And I told this to my son, that he reminds me so much of Duncan. And Jack, who's a product of this generation and not this one, goes, yeah, but there is a difference. Shea has a presence, a cockiness on his social media feed. It's a good cockiness, but there is an arrogance factor that you don't really see on the court that he's manifested in his social media side that we never got from Tim. I don't know if he'd have been like that or not.
Social media wasn't a thing.
I know it. So I don't know if Tim would have ever been on. Part of me says probably not. I don't feel like we know Tim as well, but Shea has kind of got that social media presence that has a little bit more flair than Tim ever offered. But once you get on the court, Shea is just a machine. It just is going to happen. It's not going to be glorious, and it's not sometimes not even all that pretty, but it just works.
That's the thing. It just feels like Anthony Edwards is a girl who has her hair done up real good. She's really good at the contouring makeup.
I'm not going to hammer him like you are.
As soon as you spray her with a hose, it's like,
dude, he is one of a few. He really is.
Then let's see it. Let's see it. Let's stop talking about what he's gonna be, and let's see it.
And he's got time.
I get it with guys like with Wemby. I keep saying Wemby's not a top 20 player in the league yet. I still believe he will be, but the difference is people aren't trying to convince me that Wemby is there today. Whereas with Anthony Edwards, it's like people, like you said, you think he's a top 10 player in the league? That's
think
wild to me.
Has the skill set and can take over games like very few people can. He's only 23.
Is Anthony Edwards better than LeBron today?
Oh, I would put him equal. I'd put him.
I think LeBron is better.
I think
LeBron Steph Curry's better today.
Yeah, Steph's one of the greatest.
But again, these are guys who we've seen their peak. Now they're declining, and that's not sexy anymore. So it's all about finding the next shiny thing.
And I still think he is. He's only 23, and his teams are consistent winners. This is his second year in the Western Conference Finals. Let's be realistic about what he's been able to do. And things have come and gone. He lost Cat, and he got a net negative in that deal. They're still here. They still are back. And it might not have been pretty, and he hasn't gotten to the level I thought he was going to be. But he's still here and still doing it. There's still time. I don't think it's going to turn out well this year. But I do think he's going to have a 35-point game. He'll have one. He'll have one where he eats them alive.
The more I think about it, I think they're going to get swept.
See, don't get.
I'm hyping myself into it.
You're talking yourself.
I really am.
This is a team that was in the Western Conference Finals last year, that retooled and is still back, and Anthony Edwards is still fully capable of going 40, 20, and 10 any given night.
He showed me nothing last night that said he's putting up a 40-burger in this series. They're too good defensively. He's frustrated. Like I said, the floor is lava in the paint for the whole team. The fact that they're chucking up 50-something threes in game one lets me know.
The stat that we saw yesterday is the epitome of what we saw. 28.5 feet was his average distance for shots last night. That's the furthest away from the rim all of his shots have been in the entirety of his NBA career. That's
crazy. Think about that.
That is OKC inflicting their will. That's nothing. Inflicting their will, and Anthony accepting it. Okay, I'll take it. I'll take what you give me, and I'll wail from three for all night long. It's unforgivable. That's one of those things. If you're going to be great, don't take what they give you. Take what you want.
Never in a million years would we talk about Jordan or Kobe or LeBron.
Never.
28.5 feet, your average shot. Get out of here,
Michael would die at the rim. He would literally launch himself at the rim before he'd let himself take 13 threes. It just would have never happened.
All right, let's hit a break. When we come back, I'm going to give away you know what? I'll do it right now. I'm going to give away a pair right now of Simple Plan tickets. The Bigger Than You Think tour, September 5th, 713 Music Hall. Simple Plan is going to be there playing in Houston. You want tickets to go see that? Let's go caller number 3. You'll win a pair of tickets. I still have a pair of tickets for the Four Horsemen show at the Aztec Theater, the Metallica tribute band, the only album-worthy Metallica tribute band, by the way. We'll give away those in the next segment. It is the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
How you feeling this morning? Did you wake up in pain? Is there something literally keeping you out of your life? If you are, fix it. This is 2025. There is an answer out there. It's called Arasti. Arasti is committed to resolving your painful injuries at the source. Their patient-focused care, I'll tell you what, is the best I've seen. They get you back in the game relatively as fast as they can. And as an effective alternative to surgery and traditional pain management, they have the answers. Let me tell you, if you're dealing with muscle or joint pain, there is no better fix than Arasti right now. Professional athletes utilize it as part of their game plan. Why isn't it part of yours? They don't let pain keep them from their game. Don't let pain keep you from yours. Call them today and let them fix you. The number's 1-800-404-6050. And things happen fast when you call Arasti. See, you don't need a referral. And there are offices all around San Antonio. Go check out their Google reviews. 32,000 plus positive reviews. They're not lying to you. If you got pain, they fix it, and they fix it fast. Don't let pain keep you from doing things that you love. They're going to accept your insurances. They're going to get you fixed fast. Call them today, change your life, and come on by and thank me later.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We've got another trouble spot along 281 southbound just past Bitters. Got an accident with two left lanes blocked. Just occurred, so about a 6-8 minute delay as you slow from Brook Hollow. 281 southbound Bassey, that stall has been moved off to the right shoulder, noticing a little bit of a delay from Airport. And then it looks like we just cleared the wreck at 281 southbound, that on-ramp from Encino Rio. 410 eastbound Callahan, that stalls off to the shoulder, and 90 eastbound from FM 471 to Hunt Lane, about a 10-12 minute commute. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by H-E-B. H-E-B is your one-stop shop for everything you need for Texan summer get-togethers. From barbecues to pool parties, H-E-B's got everything for your summer gatherings at everyday low prices. H-E-B. Here, everything's better.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
There's a reason Intuitive Services Group handles our janitorial needs here at 94.1. They're local and serious about cleanliness. From nightly cleaning to detailed floor care, they deliver. We trust them, and you can too. Call Mo at 830-470-3007. That's 830-470-3007.
Did you know that 70% of divorces are filed by women? She's already thinking about it. I urge you, do not get caught off guard. I'm Gary Barton, owner of Barton & Associates. Divorce is tough, but it's up to you to take control and avoid your spouse from dictating the terms. At Barton & Associates, this isn't just about getting through the process. It's about securing your assets, safeguarding what you've worked hard for, and avoiding unnecessary losses. Visit TexasDivorce.com.
Principal Office, San Antonio.
The playoffs are in full swing, and you can get in on all the action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest game-changing moments to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code JOEQ. That's JOEQ to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is a special notice to U.S. taxpayers owing $10,000 or more to the IRS. Tax Relief Advocates is urgently notifying taxpayers that tax relief initiatives are now available that may significantly reduce or eliminate what you owe. If you're afraid of an IRS lien, levy, or wage garnishment, don't lose hope. You can now take advantage of these current relief programs to end all collections, reduce the amount you owe, and resolve your tax problem. Even if you have years of unfiled tax returns or are already in a payment plan, you may still qualify for significant relief. Struggling taxpayers can now get relief they need during these hard economic times. A hotline has been established by Tax Relief Advocates for you to call and see what you qualify for. They are A+ rated with the BBB and have over 1,000 5-star reviews. Don't wait. Call 800-575-7147. 800-575-7147. That's 800-575-7147. Or simply visit TRA.com.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Yeah! Morning Huddle 94.1, San Antonio Sports Star. San Antonio's rock star here, rocking you through on a hump day. That's right, baby.
Hump day?
Hump day, baby.
Hump day?
Let's go caller number 5. You're going to wear a pair of tickets to go see the world's only album-quality Metallica tribute band, the Four Horsemen. Woo! That's what they... Dude... When the three of us and Famous James walk into the Chinese buffet today,
this is gonna be playing in the background.
They're gonna say, "Oh, the Horsemen are back."
Yeah.
We're gonna put it on their asses, just like the Four Horsemen will put it on your ass. May 25th at the Aztec Theater. Heavy. Yeah. Caller number 4 is a fitting caller, right?
Yeah.
I wonder for whom the bell does toll. Caller 4, the bell tolls for thee. All right. Man, I love it, baby. I've hyped myself up with this Chinese food.
I know.
I'm ready, man.
It's all the MSG.
That is, I love MSG.
Just the thought of it made me nervous.
I love MSG. That's delicious. All right. Let's see. Where do we want to go in the world outside of sports? Spirit Airlines.
I don't want to go anywhere on that.
They're throwing some shade at Southwest Airlines. As Southwest Airlines, Southwest, things ain't going great for Southwest lately.
No, not at all.
And Spirit says, hey, we're enhancing our guest experience. You're now going to have new extra legroom seating options.
Okay.
And an upgraded Spirit loyalty program.
What?
That's right.
Am I going to not have to pay for
complimentary
the oxygen
upgrades, free checked bags, huh?
All right, they're going to. I'll tell you.
Now you still have to fly Spirit, which is the downside.
There is that, but for the most part, most of us that fly Southwest regularly, and if you live in San Antonio, you almost have to. I'm tired of them. I'm sick of their game. I'm tired of being treated like cattle. I don't like the way Southwest does their business. They're nice people, but their business model's outdated, and they got to fix it. It's just they've lost the goodwill, I think, of a lot of people. Yeah. I really do. For whatever reason, Southwest feels very much like Frontier and Suncoast and all those absolute budget, dirt cheap.
That's sad.
It does. It's unfortunate that. Think 10 years ago. Do you think that airline would have thrown shade at Southwest? Southwest would have stomped them. They'd have eaten their routes up. They'd have discounted their routes down wherever they fly and just eaten them. But no, they don't have the wherewithal anymore. It's a corporation in decline.
Let's go out to Arizona, Gilbert, Arizona. In fact, a man named Wyatt Ford has been arrested on Monday. He shot a man. Shot a man to death, 51-year-old Manuel Vega Lopez. And why did he shoot him, you say? Well, he said, I thought he was trying to break into my trailer. And turns out, though, it was actually the landscaper that was sent to trim the trees by the landlord. The guy who was renting the trailer said, I'm gonna go trim up all the trees. So he sends a landscaper out there, and the tenant shot him to death. I mean, she said the court documents say that the wife called the 911 and said her husband was confronting a man outside their home. Told dispatchers that she and her husband believed the man had tried to vandalize and steal from their trailer a few nights ago. And he said you can hear her in the background say her husband just shot him, and he shot him in the throat. Police arrived moments later to find him suffering from multiple gunshot wounds, pronounced dead at the scene. Yeah.
When I decided to be a tree trimmer, I didn't think that's how it would end.
Documents say that they then heard Wyatt yell for someone to call 911 and that, quote, he didn't mean to do it. Right. I don't know if you can accidentally shoot someone in the throat multiple times. Anytime there's multiple bullets, it's like, it feels more than an accident.
Oopsie.
Like, you shoot somebody once, you can do the gun went off. It was an accident. Anytime there's multiple bullet holes in someone, it's really hard to pretend like the gun fell or something and it just kept shooting. It doesn't generally happen, but yeah, I'm guessing that things aren't going to go well for him.
Manslaughter and 5 years.
You think so?
Yeah.
It is a.
It sounds like a.
We live in a new world.
Accident, but yeah,
we live in a new world. So yeah, you actually might be right. Question that got posed and is actually really interesting. What happens to Diddy's assets if he's convicted?
Nothing.
Unless
he pays a fine.
Diddy is worth $400 million. What? Well, does that money just stay?
Unless he loses a civil judgment, it's his. You don't. Just because you don't have to give all that up. That's yours.
Well, what if he's going to prison for life?
That's still his. He just can't spend it. You can spend it in the commissary.
Yeah. Homeland Security agent takes the stand today in the Diddy trial.
This has been salacious and creepy and but I don't see a crime.
And sexy, you mean?
I don't see a crime here yet. I see weirdness.
I think there's some. I think there's some crime.
Well, not for what they're. There's some abuse and there's some beating and some assaults. I think that are in there. But as far as the trafficking, they haven't shown me any of this yet.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that they're going to show me something other than just embarrass everybody involved with this.
Remember when Kevin Spacey was blacklisted for sexual assault allegations? Well, he is apparently. I think we're over it with him. I
don't really.
Well,
is he on a comeback trail now?
He was honored at a benefit gala in Cannes, which is hosting the film festival right now. And he said, "I feel surrounded by so much affection and love. I've heard from so many of my friends and colleagues and co-stars in the last week since this award was announced. It's very nice to be back."
You ain't back, brother.
When they asked if this was the beginning of a comeback for him, he said, "I'm glad to be working. I'll tell you that."
Okay, that's not quite the comeback. The sad thing is, pound for pound, he is one of America's greatest actors. But sorry, dude, you can't rape underage boys. Sorry, you can't do that.
Yeah, was that proven?
Well, he paid him off.
If it was proven, he'd be.
I think proof is in. I think that there was enough allegations. It's kind of like that Justin Tucker thing. After a while, you're like, all right, brother, all right, man.
Yeah. Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah, too bad.
You're probably right. Again, it's once there's enough allegations.
Kind of like, you might not have done it all, but you did some of this.
Now, you guys have both seen. I haven't seen this yet. You guys both watched the Brett Favre documentary?
I haven't. No, I have not.
No, I've seen it.
He has.
What were your thoughts?
He's
not a nice fella?
He's a piece of S.
What?
Yep.
Stealing from welfare moms in Mississippi to build a volleyball court.
If anybody ever asks you, so what's your definition of white privilege? Just have them watch that. That is exactly what that is.
You're a real crumb bum.
Yep.
Crumb bum.
Brett Favre is a real crumb bum.
He's beyond that. It was just unreal hearing everything like that. Now, some of it, of course, I did hear.
I got to watch this thing now.
Yeah, I won't spoil it, but Stephen A. is featured a lot in there about his comments, right? And I just like the way he just keeps it real. It's what it is. There's no tap dancing around anything.
Nobody went to prison.
Nobody went to prison. There were people that were arrested, but no one served any jail time for anything that happened.
Mississippi, boy.
Remember when Brett Favre sent that picture of his crank to the reporter?
That was the big one. Yeah, that was a big old. What?
Except it wasn't that big, apparently.
Not.
No, but that was the big deal. But even then, when you think, okay, he's going to have to fess up to something, or he's going to get caught for something after that picture when they talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
If I'm not a person who would ever send unsolicited D pics to anyone, but if I were that kind of a person, I would at least chub up first. And
I know,
right?
Maybe he did.
Maybe that's all it is.
If that's all it is, I would never send that. I'd do a Google search and find someone else's to send. I'd never send that.
I'd send a picture And then I'd send my bank account statement.
Oh, yeah.
Right together.
Are you
right
okay
there,
with
dude.
that?
I have made X million.
The number is longer than the...
Doesn't matter.
You don't want to see them side by side.
That doesn't play into it. In fact, if you're going to show your bank account, it better be longer.
Yeah.
So,
I only have 1 comma. That's it. Not 3 commas.
I'm 6 inches, but 7 digits, if you know what I mean.
And bad news, guys. Bad news. Bad news.
Bad news. What happened?
Joe Exotic, the Tiger King.
Is he not getting out?
His husband.
Oh, no.
He cheated on
released from prison and promptly deported.
Oh, no way.
Oh, no.
That's just a whole
They deported his new husband. Yes. Jorge Flores Marquez was deported to Mexico immediately after completing a sentence in federal prison for residing unlawfully in the country. Wow. And the Tiger King has said, you know what?
Moving to Mexico?
I'll move. He said he begged Donald Trump, just let me go to Mexico and you can keep Carol Baskin. You can keep that bitch Carol Baskin. They're not sending their best. They're sending their worst. We're sending them our worst too. We're gonna send them the Tiger King, Joe Exotic.
So, how long is his bit? How much more time does he have?
He's got a 21-year sentence.
Yeah.
So he's been in for about 4, 4.
Somewhere around there.
Is he doing federal time?
Yeah, he's at the Federal Medical Center in Fort Worth. He's not even doing like hard time.
Oh, he's at that country club over there. What's that Air Force base
he's
up
got
there?
Twitter. He can tweet at Donald Trump every day. Do you think Trump has him muted?
Oh no, he appreciates those tweets.
Oh no, yeah.
I think like every day he's tweeting me. He's saying, "Mr. President, please, I'm begging you, please save my husband." But his husband's a Mexican. I can't save him. I can't say. We build the wall. We got to get rid of him. He says this bitch Carol Baskin. We got to arrest her. I can't do it.
No, we're gonna look into that though.
But
we're gonna look into that.
I imagine like about a month into getting a tweet from Joe Exotic every day, Trump just like muted him, and now the tweets are going off into the ether, and Trump never sees them. He's like, maybe Donald's gonna see my tweet today, and he's never gonna see it. That's the worst thing. That's what I started doing that when people are terrible on Twitter. Sometimes I'll just mute them instead of block them. So every day they're like an old man yelling at the cloud. I never see it, so it doesn't affect my life. But they yeah. I like that. But yes, hopefully Joe Exotic, who's 62 now, hopefully he gets out in time that he can still go to Mexico and make love to his husband Jorge.
Hope so let's hope he finishes strong.
Jorge's only 33. He's got a lot of years.
I get the sense that Jorge's going to move on. I think Jorge is going to go ahead and find some greener pastures and find another tiger to tame.
I think so, too. I think Jorge might even discover that he's not gay. He might get down to Mexico and find him.
I was just doing what I had to do.
I think he's already on that team.
Find him a senorita.
I think he's pretty firmly ensconced on that team. I don't think he's leaving. Once you go Tiger King, you don't go back.
Tiger King 62?
Yeah.
Whoa, I didn't know he was that old.
Yeah, I guess you're right, Rob. If you hook up with a dude that looks like that, you're really gay.
Yeah, you ain't going back.
You got to really like the way men look.
Well, I mean, not like he ever was. You ain't changing is what I'm saying.
He's got like a handlebar mustache and a mullet. Like you're all in on men.
Remember, keep in mind, he walked around with a knee brace on the outside of his jeans.
Yeah.
So if you're down with that,
tight jeans at that,
you're down. You know what I mean? Yeah, you're not going anywhere.
All right, let's we'll be right back. We'll wrap up the show the way we always do by taking a look at the daily lines. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, how long has it been since you ditched work for something actually worth it? Emails can wait. Zoom meetings? Forget about them. Skip the 9 to 5 for 9 innings. We're sending you to the ballpark instead. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is giving away pairs of tickets to see the Texas Rangers take on the St. Louis Cardinals Friday, May 30th at Globe Life Field in Arlington. Listen to the Blitz all this week. Jason and Joe will drop a ditch phrase during the show every day. When you hear it, be the first caller at 646 ESPN and win the tickets. And maybe don't mention it to your boss. Hey, you're not playing hooky.
Bueller.
You're honoring America's pastime. Ditch work for the Diamond with South Texas home for the Texas Rangers. 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Hi, I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you've made the decision to divorce, you need an experienced attorney who can help. I've helped many people get through divorce, custody, child support, and alimony problems. Call me. I'm attorney Steve Benke.
210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 and Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
How is it you not buckle? Cammy, we're not going far. Mm-hmm. You must be my dumbest grandkid. But I know these roads well. Mm-hmm. This big old truck will protect me and you. Mm-hmm. Ugh. Am I gonna get a ticket? Mm-hmm.
Save the excuses. Buckle up and avoid a fine up to $200. Click it or ticket. Day and night.
Mm-hmm.
A message from TxDOT.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/radio, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit. HIMS.com/RADIO.
Find what you love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Guides in the know and prices so low. It just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
With curbside pickup and delivery available, you'll always find what you love, only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Adam Schefter here. When the draft clock is ticking, you've got to pick the best talent, regardless of position, to fit your team's needs. Well, if you're hiring for your business, you want to find the best talent for any of your roles. That's why you need ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter's powerful technology hustles to find qualified candidates for your job immediately. And if you see a standout candidate, ZipRecruiter lets you personally invite them to apply. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/sports. That's ZipRecruiter.com/sports.
Progressive knows sports brings people together, but you gotta feel bad for people who don't even get it. Some people will never know what it's like to see their favorite team's hopes decided by a ping pong ball to draft the next superstar. Or not. I mean, sure, it's silly for your happiness to hinge on the success of a 20-year-old entry-level employee, but you just can't help yourself. The stress is exhilarating. Progressive can't bring people together like the draft, but we can bring your home and auto insurance together with a bundle. So switch and see if you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers not available in all states or situations.
This just in. The NFL schedule has dropped, and you know what that means. It's go time. Adam Schefter here with the Insider Tip. If you're trying to catch your team live this season, Vivid Seats is the move. For the best selection of games and seats, it's time to snap your tickets up now. Vivid Seats has great deals on great seats and the only rewards program in the game. It's no wonder they're the official ticketing partner of ESPN. So don't wait. Head to vividseats.com or download the app and lock in those game days.
We had so much fun last week, we're doing it again. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is gearing up once more to send you to the Austin City Limits Music Festival. 9 stages, 2 weekends, more big-time artists than at Texas Tailgate during rodeo season. October 3rd through the 5th, and again October 10th through the 12th, right up the road in the live music capital of the world. We're talking Sabrina Carpenter, Hosier, Doja Cat, Luke Combs, The Strokes, John Summit, Doechii, Fade, and a whole mess of other artists turning up Zilker Park into the biggest backyard party in Texas. Listen to the Morning Huddle and the Blitz all this week for another shot to win a pair of 3-day wristbands to Weekend 2. We'll crown one lucky winner on each show this Friday, and every qualifier scores a $50 gift card to Mellow Mushroom at 1604 and Stone Oak Parkway. Cold drinks, hot pizza, 3-day ACL wristbands. Now, that's a South Texas trifecta. Grand Slam in the bottom of the 9th. Want to skip the contest and buy your way in? Head to aclfest.com. But we say, why pay when you can win? With 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hi, this is Joe Reinagle. You're listening to the home of the Texas Rangers, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Come as you are, as you were, as I want you to be, as a friend, as an old enemy. Take your time. I can do a Kurt Cobain a cappella because he wasn't that good of a singer anyway.
Yeah. He hid behind the music.
That's right. Take a rest as a friend, as an old memory. And I swear I don't have a gun. Why haven't you brought a coyote trap yet, Rob?
Oh, for what?
What do you mean for what?
The cats are gone.
My God, for the memory's sake. I mean,
we just want to set it in. I need it. I use those things if there was a problem, if we were concerned.
You're not concerned?
Well, what? For what? KBB's gone.
I know, but you don't want justice?
I don't think it's kind of like
as a
Jaws.
Friend, as a known enemy.
Well, it's kind of like in Jaws when they caught the shark. It wasn't the shark. They got a shark. The Kittner boy was not in the shark. The Kittner boy was in the other shark.
Right.
We might get the wrong coyote, and where's the justice in that? No, there is. All coyotes need to die.
That's kind of the thing. Yeah.
I
ain't gonna feel bad.
I have no pity for it. You're right. I need to. I'd forgotten, but I got chickens to protect too. Those things are baited and waiting there.
All right. Well, I'm just saying,
this morning, I asked you, did we see a cat? And we've only got one left. So
yeah.
I still haven't seen any cats when I come in.
Life is. Did you put food out today?
No, I didn't see any cats.
That's why they didn't. That's why that black cat didn't let me touch him today because
I didn't see him at all. Like, I even stayed out there for a minute and nothing.
It's funny
they
how
knew
when
the gravy train they dried up when Big Ball's gone.
And when you stop feeding, the cats go away.
I know.
That's what happens. Yeah, that's actually what happens. Yeah.
It's nature.
Well, Kitty Big Balls was around before we even started feeding.
He was. And let's see, that's why his legend lives on.
That's why he's a top G.
Yep. Top G.
To our guy. To our guy. Jason Minnick's going to tear that picture down today, but guess what? We printed out 1,000 copies. Yeah. We're going to put it up every single day. You can't stop it.
Nope.
You can't stop it, Minnick.
You just gave me an idea.
I think Minnick does kick those cats too. I think he is a
cat.
Is he a cat?
He strikes me. He strikes me as a person.
Is he a dog person?
Yeah, he's a dog guy.
Oh, okay.
Does he have a dog?
Oh, he's had several. Now
they travel too much to have dogs.
I was going to say,
James Pledger stayed employed, staying over at their house, but all the dogs, their dogs have passed away.
Okay.
They lived good, long, healthy lives.
Long, healthy lives? There's no signs of...
No, they loved them. They had a couple cute dogs. They had them for a long time. They just came time, and now they do travel, so their daughter's no longer around to take care of them.
Right, yeah.
He seems like the cat kicking type.
I'm not totally against that, but that's
You
I
would
would
never do
harm
that.
an animal. I just would not go out of my way. I'm just not a cat guy. Just never happened.
Yeah, I won't harm anything.
I appreciate the value of a cat, and I
And
like
Uncle
the
Baby
value
Billy
of
was like
he was almost a dog.
You
See,
could
the cats
not-
I like are dog-like.
You couldn't dislike him. I mean, he was like,
oh yeah,
he was a cool dude.
He came to you. He acted like he cared for you. He wasn't a passing stranger. Just kind of looked at you like, feed me or what? No, I don't like that.
All right, let's wrap up the show, Vic. Let's do it the way we always do. Take a look at the daily lines.
It's the Morning Huddle's look at the daily lines with AJ and Rob on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Did Aggie win yesterday?
Doing what?
Playing baseball?
I don't know. I thought they were done. Well, we ended up dead last in the SEC. I don't know. Are we allowed to go to the tournament? Or are we just serving or helping with parking?
I don't know. I think
we're working the parking lot.
I know that they were they were in it.
I'm sure they are. Let's end this. Let them go home.
Hubbalaboo.
Oh, by the way, but the women's track team had a pretty good, and so the men.
Okay.
So there was other stuff, but no, I'm not paying attention.
Hubbadaloo, Knick.
Not even close, but a worthy effort.
That's right. Hubbaladoo.
Not even close, but a worthy
Hullabadoo.
effort. Not even there.
Hubbalabub.
Not even close.
Scoobly doobly.
Yeah, almost there. We're rounding into form.
All right.
It's funny that I have to correct the nonsense words. Your nonsense word
that's not the right
isn't even
nonsense
close
word.
to the right nonsense word.
Make them say.
We say hullabaloo. It's in the Magna Carta.
Idiot.
It's in the Constitution. It's hullabaloo.
How about the New York Knicks? Hubbalabooed. 4.5-point favorites over the Indiana Pacers tonight.
It's going to be so interesting to watch the speed game versus the break game. Yeah. Which team is going to inflict their ability? Are the Knicks going to be able to put on the brakes, or are the Pacers going to be able to put on the gas? I think that affects the spread to me.
Mm-hmm.
It's in New York. I don't think Indiana's going to be able to surpass.
Your move, you think Knicks win game 1, and then you want the Pacers in the series.
I think the Pacers in the series, but this is going to be a tough ask in this first game.
All right. On the ice, the Florida Panthers pantsed the Carolina Hurricanes yesterday.
They're so good, man.
Stars start the Western Conference Finals tonight against the 51st state loser Edmonton Oilers. Dallas minus 130 tonight. Total 6.5. I kind of like the under 6.5. That's a big number in the playoffs. I'd look to play the unders in these key playoff games. Baseball tonight. Brady Singer and the Reds go against Andrew Haney and the Pirates. The Reds are minus 130 on the road. That's on an early start. 11:35 first pitch. Cade Horton and the Cubs go against the Marlins. Max Meyer going for the Marlins. Cubs minus 150 on the road. Hunter Brown and the Stros minus 155 road favorites in Tampa take on Taj Bradley and the Rays. Tomoyuki Sugano and the Baltimore Orioles are at Milwaukee. Chad Patrick goes for the Brew Crew. Brewers minus 125. The word's out. The Orioles aren't good. But the Orioles, they were favored in every game to start the year, and they kept losing. It's like, wait, I guess finally I've seen enough.
Who's the new skip? Do we know?
I don't even know yet. I don't know. Brant Herter, made-up person, pitching for the Tigers today. Andre Payante goes for the Cardinals. The Cardinals minus 120 favorites. Logan Evans goes for the Mariners against Shane Smith and the White Sox. Shane Smith, my favorite White Sox pitcher. He's the one who always keeps them in the game. Total is 8.5. Give me under 8.5 in the White Sox Mariners. That's where I'm going. I think Shane Smith doesn't let it get out of control. It was a 1-0 game yesterday, the White Sox and the Mariners. I think Shane Smith holds it down, baby. And let's see, Texas Rangers, Jacob deGrom at the Yankees, Ryan Yarbrough, Yankees minus 115. All right, that does it for us, friends. We'll be back tomorrow. We're going to do the same thing all over again. I guess it'll be a little bit different show because we'll have different stuff to talk about.
Day.
But we're gonna do our best to keep you happy. Blitz coming up at 2. Have a good morning.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is KTFM Floresville and streaming online at sasportstar.com.
Progressive Home Quote Explorer lets you easily compare rates, so shopping for insurance